What's up, everybody? Welcome back. We're back and we're together. We're in person.
It's been way too long.
Not live in quarantine. Well, no, actually,
This
isn't photoshopped either.
This is our bubble. No.
This isn't 4 individual Zooms connected right now.
We're
This
fine.
is real.
Actually, it
It's
is
real as it gets, son.
We're back.
We are back.
Season 2, episode 19. We did basically, I think, 11 episodes in quarantine.
Way too many.
Around there. Way too many.
And we might have to go back. What is the?
Oh god.
This might be the only one before we go back into quarantine again.
Before wave 2 comes back.
I just like how my name has like a whole bunch of S's on it now.
When did that happen?
Dang
So, yeah, we're starting like 15 minutes late because for the last hour we've been in panic mode, trying to get the podcast. We're having all these technical difficulties, behind the scenes. And maybe one of the casualties was we had to add 2 more S's to just boost us.
And when you fix something, something else broke.
Yeah. And that was the issue. Every time we'd fix one thing, like 2 more things would break. So maybe this is.
But it took
the
our
bottom of the line.
producer to figure it out because
I mean,
the brains of the group.
How long have we been gone? Like 12 weeks? At least
Yeah.
13
A long
weeks?
time.
It was more than
a very long
More
time.
because we took like 3 weeks off
in
in
between
the
11,
quarantine. Yeah.
11 Zoom
I
episodes.
honestly so I always do like a promo song for on the Instagram story hyping up like each episode, and this week I did Jimmy Mathis from Bubba Sparks, but really what I should have did was Tupac's "I Died a Long Time Ago."
Wow. Honestly, what I appreciate is all the
Spell
thought
reference.
Christian puts into his stories. Like, he's
Right.
like, I know the perfect anthem. He's like, he's like very well thought out in his Instagram stories where I'm just like, what has that word in the title?
Yeah.
Whatever I'm talking about.
Christian always comes clutch on that. We just share his story after.
It's true. Like the Hooligan Sports one,
Yeah.
I sometimes do Christian's over the official one.
Yeah.
It's like his go up like 6 hours earlier, so I'm like, all right, he jumped on it. You guys, I feel like there was a big news day today.
I mean, from last week.
I mean,
Yeah.
every day over the last 7 days has been a big news day as far as baseball is concerned.
And
But
it always pisses you off.
it gets worse. It's like
It makes you happy and then it pisses you
angry.
off.
good news, bad news.
So last
good
week-
news, bad news.
So last week when we had the episode, last quarantine episode, we thought, oh, baseball's done. The owners are.
Yeah, like they
Right.
finally gave in.
The owners were going to kill the season by only wanting a 48-game season. And then they looked like they finally gave in to a 60-game season.
No DH.
No DA. Oh, no, well, this is where 60-game season, prorated. It sounds like they were close. The MLB, the players wanted 70, but the players still rejected the offer.
35 or 30 to 35 vote or something?
Yeah, 30.
Yeah,
Well,
so
today,
it was very lopsided.
yeah, today they voted against the proposal.
Who were the 5 that voted
They
for
were like,
that?
let's just play.
Let's just
I don't know.
play.
There's 5 players from the teams.
Yeah.
So now it looks like
So does each team get one representative?
It looks like
Yeah.
I wonder who the Dodgers is. Justin Turner.
No, it's not Justin Turner.
Kershaw.
Not JT.
Jansen.
It's either Kershaw or Jansen.
No. Who's the president? The union, do you know?
Tony Clark's the president.
Tony Clark.
Former player.
Yeah.
But I don't know who's the.
Detroit Tigers legend Tony Clark.
I know Max.
Shout out to my boy Stephen Leal in the comments with, oh my God, is that the soundboard?
Yes.
Play him a little.
The
Yes!
The soundboard.
I missed that so much.
That's the official sound, I think, of the podcast.
Watch your profanity.
That's Tommy's official sound clip.
The
That
soundboard.
belongs to Tommy.
The soundboard has came back from the dead.
Dude, like when I dusted it off today, I was hoping to turn on. The battery was just like depleted. I was just like, well, old friend.
So yeah,
back.
I guess today the MLB Players Union rejected the 60-game plan, allowing the owners, allowing Manfred Manfred's going to say, no, we're doing a 60-game plan.
So basically, the decision now is whatever Manfred decides.
Yeah, he's going to.
And they have till July 1st to
approve-
agree
to show up,
in order for the 60 game to happen.
And if it's not what the players want, it basically opens the door for them to file grievance and.
Yeah, so the players, I think, really want it. They don't mind the 60 games. I think they just want to file grievance against owners because I think they want to see the books of how much they're really losing, how much they're really making.
Oh yeah, so you're saying they're playing the big.
Yeah, they're playing
the long game.
They're trying to
here.
play the big picture of trying to say,
The
hey,
long con.
you're not. I know you're losing money here, but you really haven't been losing that much money over the years.
Mm-hmm.
So they're trying to play the long term.
Interesting.
But this should be interesting coming up because next year, at the end of next year, the CBA expires, like we talked about.
Yeah,
and
and-
it's gonna get ugly.
That's what everyone's saying. If this is a preview for what's to come in a year, what is it, a year and a half? What would it be? A year and a half from now?
End of next season.
I feel like there's going to be not a lot of baseball over the next 3
And
years.
then we talked about if we get rewarded the All-Star game in 2021, it might get canceled
No,
again.
2022.
Or 2022, it might get canceled again.
Whenever it comes back, though.
Yeah, because that would be another lockout.
Yeah, lockout.
Oh my God.
We'll still won't,
Finally, we get the
we
All-Star
still won't
game
forget Houston.
lockout.
Houston, we still won't forget.
True.
No matter how
I mean,
long
if we
it
play
takes.
this year, if we actually do play this year, it's like, oh, what's good.
I think, though, with this latest offer of 60 games by the Manfred, it was actually an offer the players should have accepted. They should have sacrificed just a little bit.
I mean, I feel like,
Yeah.
because both sides have to give and take.
Yeah, and I feel like the players kind of were just not giving a little bit. Don't
Right.
get me wrong, the owners were still responsible. It's still the problem. I know the owners did not want that many games.
It's on both sides.
I think right now, though, with this last offer and rejecting it and Manfred just forcing 60 games, some blame has now gone on to the players.
Yeah, like we said, like it's hard to feel bad for anybody. It's like all these rich,
It's,
rich dudes
as
fighting.
we mentioned before, it's a bunch of billionaires fighting with millionaires
Yeah.
over money. And it's like, really, you guys are saying to the people like us fans like, oh, this sucks and we really want to play. And it's like, if you guys really want to play, you would stop with this. Get it ready.
Which one?
Keep it a PG-13. Stop with this bullshit.
Watch your profanity.
And get a deal done.
Still got
Tommy here?
Well,
Still got it.
my
I
topic.
think the main problem with the players, they wanted more games. And
But see, right now the issue is like over 10 games.
Yeah.
Like this is what's 10 games are potentially canceling out the whole season.
Yeah.
There's a potential to cancel the
But-
whole season over 10 games. So when you look at it that way, like it's kind of hard to feel bad for anybody, owners or players, because you're like at this point,
you're fighting over 10 games.
yeah, you're fighting over 10 games, and the only people who are really losing are the fans.
And I think the reason why they like I was telling there, they want to see the owners' books. They want to see really how much they make.
Especially going into this negotiation for the next CBA.
And
CBA.
it should be interesting now. It's like, are these players who are free agency like Mookie Betts and Justin Turner going to get that contract that they all expected to get?
So I was actually reading about that. They're saying like Mookie has to be kicking himself right now because the deal that the Red Sox had offered was a $300 million contract. And now, if this season gets canceled, it's going to be hard for him to.
Or the season, no matter what, because of the coronavirus. It's going
to be hard for him to demand that same amount. So like he may have like
Well,
low-key shot himself in the foot.
well, that's actually good news for the Dodgers though,
Yeah.
Also true.
because that means the Dodgers can come in at a price they probably prefer to pay, and get him.
There's a
inside
lot
the
of
long term.
leverage with the owners coming in.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, it'll be interesting for sure. Like we always. Oh, there we go. Look how wonderful our producer is this whole time.
Right.
We've been like struggling with getting the chat room. Once again, two things breaking.
Said it
and behind the
countless times.
scenes,
Countless times. She's
MVP.
the MVP of every broadcast that's
MVP.
live when we're in the studio.
we're putting her jersey
someone
up
give her a
in the
raise.
rafters.
Exactly.
We're just
Someone
gonna put a
owner
soundboard.
Owner of Hooligan should give her a raise, man.
Wow. All right. So moving right along.
You guys sell more shirts.
right. We're good though. We're good. So, like I'm saying,
Stephen Lill actually has a really good question in the comments. He's like 60 games. How many games is that per series? And
Well, I was reading that the season started with the schedule date, I think July 26th,
24th.
25th, that weekend. Can't think of it off my head. It's going to be a very similar amount of games left you would have had in the regular season.
Regardless. So it's basically just kind of like picking up
Or
where it would have
left off.
Would've left
But
off.
see, the players want more games, and they really want to go past October, the regular season.
And so I know, bringing the politics into this, that Anthony Fauci said that he doesn't recommend.
Yeah.
Was it Fauci? Fauci?
Fauci? Yeah.
What did he say? Like he doesn't want
He doesn't
MLB specifically not to be playing into October because of the second wave.
Yeah.
So,
But who knows? The cases are up now. What's the second wave going to be?
and why was it specifically baseball, not
It's-
football?
He talked about
Oh, he did
football.
football. Because at first I thought that he said MLB, like
But
he advised the MLB.
First he said MLB, then a couple of days later he said
Oh, okay.
football about probably not.
Everyone else.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's part of Manfred's leverage. Is he's like, well, we can't be playing, late into the year or whatever because of potential second wave issues, and he can use that as his excuse to like, a shortened season, and
Yeah.
we need to do so many games
'Cause,
to not reach that date.
Except for the Dodgers, the Yankees, a lot of the money that MLB makes is during the playoff television rights.
Yeah.
Which they recently just signed a
$1
big
billion,
contract.
yeah, it was
That doesn't help the
TBS.
owners right now. They're
Yeah,
just,
yeah.
That national coverage.
Yeah,
is
I know they love that money, but the timing in which they got that money,
it sucks for everyone.
right? They they just got they just got some huge $1 billion deal, but they're like, but we're gonna lose money. I was like, bro, you just got paid. What are you talking
you're
about?
going to get paid next year.
Yeah,
You got that Ted Turner money.
Yeah, exactly. You're
And
set.
that's just for TBS. That's not
Yeah,
even,
that's just the playoffs.
that's not even that was part of the Fox deal that Fox agreed on a couple. earlier.
TBS, also TNT for Overflow, and True TV. I think.
Because
right?
I think
Yeah.
Manfred,
I think so.
Manfred wanted extra playoff games, which I'm kind of glad.
Yeah,
they're
because they
not.
want that extra money.
I'm glad how the situation's ending up. We're not getting extra playoff games. The rumor having 8 teams per league going against each other.
extra teams in the playoffs and
a
extra
one,
games.
Extra
yeah.
games with a 1-game playoff. Each team playing a 1-game playoff, which would have been stupid. It
But
been
he
even
would
more
have.
of a
Yeah,
crapshoot.
honestly, I feel like Manfred's in this game where he can just trying to get everybody to hate him.
Well,
Like, how many people can
That's
I get?
why-
It's pretty easy. I already hate.
He's
I've been
good
hating the
at
guy
this.
for a minute now. You guys to go.
He's good at
Trying to-
being hateable.
hey, that's why our shirts have not aged
They've
pretty
aged
well.
wonderfully.
Yeah.
Just a reminder, at Hooligan Sports, we have T-shirts that say "Rob Manfred is ruining baseball."
And you get a discount, right?
And Fire
Right?
Manfred.
and you get a discount.
Yeah,
Exactly.
if you use pro tip.
Pro tip, guys.
If you use the keyword podcast on the website, you will get 10% off. But you didn't hear it from us.
So what you didn't hear from us is say podcast, right? Podcast.
PODCAST. Podcast. On the website, 10% off.
Can we get a graphic?
That's
that
enough.
says
That's what we
Can
heard.
we get a graphic that says podcast?
That's what we heard. Did you just get in trouble by a producer for
She's
doing
like, you said 10%. I said 5%. I said, it's okay, producer.
Oh,
we're gonna
D-
let him get the 10 this
that?
time.
Oh, DJ's being generous right now. Order up, guys. Order up.
So what was I saying? Manfred, yeah,
Podcast.
podcast. Manfred sucks. We hate him.
I know.
We have shirts, so support the man.
Rob
Sucks
Manfred
'cause-
listens to Nickelback.
Fire Manfred.
Yeah.
Straight up.
I mean,
just fire him.
I wonder if he'll last.
Could we just reappropriate all the old Hunter Pence jokes into Rob Manfred
Yeah.
jokes?
Yeah.
I mean, here's a question now: who's the most hated commissioner in sports?
Batman.
Batman or
Rob
Manfred?
Manfred. Rob Manfred.
No, Manfred. The baseball's bigger.
Everybody but
Baseball's bigger.
basketball has a bad.
I think
Goodell,
Goodell's actually
Like-
second best.
best, but he's hated.
He's hated,
He's
though.
hated.
I think most of the Patriots fans
I
hate
think
him.
he's hated too because he's kind of backpedaling on the whole
Yeah.
Kaepernick thing now too.
Yeah.
And
It's making him look pretty
and-
bad.
and hating Bettman is like hockey
That's just
tradition.
tradition.
Yeah,
That's
he's
tradition.
hated.
That's
You
just,
have
you,
it.
just, you just boo him every time.
The worst part is even when Bettman does good, you're like,
No.
still Bettman.
Hey, it's like when Manfred does good now. It's like, nope, you get booed.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
don't,
he
you
could
don't
give
get
Stadium Series tickets for free, and he'll still
Right.
get booed while handing out Bettman. That
that.
is.
He could just make a new rule
Thank
tomorrow.
you for the Stadium Series tickets. You still ain't, you know.
Tomorrow he could just go to the podium and be like, "We got a new rule. Next season, the Kings are the Cup champions," and we're just like, still booing you.
Still booing you, bro.
I'm celebrating, but I'm still booing you. It's like,
I'm gonna be happy, but I'm also not gonna be happy.
which is funny too. Honestly, we're gonna go off on one of our little side quests like we always do. When the Kings won the Cup,
Next year.
everybody
When?
gave or in
2012.
12 or 14. No, it might have been both. Specifically 12. Yeah, the Kings fans got a lot of flack for not booing Bettman, but at the same time, I feel like I think we've said this
We
before.
didn't process what was happening. It was our
We've
first time,
just
man.
seen our team winning the cup after
Shut
40,
up!
It was like
45
that.
years.
It was like that Office scene. It was like it's happening. Like
yeah,
no one
yeah,
it's
knew-
just like
no
so
one knew
much
what to do.
emotion. Like
Well, it was also the emotion of we had a whole period to know
To
the
yeah.
process the Kings are winning the cup because that
Yeah.
game was over. After
But he
the
was
second
booed in
period.
2014 though, loudly.
and he was still booed in 12 too, but it just didn't sound as loud. I feel like on TV. Like I know it sounds like I'm making excuses. Like no, we
No,
booed him,
you were
but
there,
He
so-
was booed, but like at the same time, I feel like it's a legit defense if your team hasn't won in over 4 decades. That
ever.
Might get a pass.
It's
Might
like,
get a pass.
we ain't won anything yet.
Let's play back the draft in, when was the draft? 17 in LA?
Oh, 08?
No,
No.
2010.
10?
9 or 10.
2010.
When, yeah, Forbert.
When we had the draft,
Yeah.
in Los Angeles, it was 2010 because I was there for both days.
So if you even look at those, Bettman gets booed. Like,
Yeah.
there was no emotion in those.
We
ones.
booed Bettman hockey world.
Just had to clear it out. Back to our Manfred story.
Well,
Boo
anyway,
him
back to that.
too.
So yeah, actually the big question now is the health issue now for baseball.
Because
All
8
the-
guys on the Phillies or 6 guys?
A whole bunch of spring
It's a
spring
bunch of
training.
players all across all the teams.
Yeah,
right?
the spring training sites now are hotbeds for
Which,
coronavirus.
okay, yeah, we'll tie all this back in because Florida, the wonderful state that decided to open early when everyone was like, "Hey guys, chill."
Not
with
a
that.
good idea. Hold off on this.
Let's
for a
just
little bit.
relax on going to the beaches and the clubs
And
and,
all the
bars
theme parks
and
are opened
theme
over
parks.
there.
Hang on.
Let's-
We're open now.
Actually, I was looking at that. Most of the cases are in Miami.
Regardless, Florida was on the forefront of reopening, and now they're on the forefront on spikes in cases over the last week. Specifically, them, Florida, Arizona, Texas,
And us in LA.
and California. It's always Sunbelt. You know, like as soon as that. And I don't know if these are the Memorial Day cases that we were talking about. Because
Or
remember,
I think
or
it
the
was.
protest cases.
I feel like it was too.
I
No,
knew
it
it
was
was going to go up because of the
Memorial Day,
protest.
too.
No, it's right now we're in the protest cases.
But the difference on the
around same
protests-
weekend, though, right?
Well, no, Memorial Day week happened the week after the protest.
And if you notice too on the protest, a lot of people were wearing masks and
but-
stuff during the protest.
Yeah.
The people when the beaches opened, people weren't wearing masks going
Yeah.
to restaurants.
So
They were just like out there and
so
open.
I think these weeks are during the time of all the protests. Because this is on 14, 15 days after.
It's all around the same
But
because
you
that was
gotta
within a
understand,
week
too,
of each
that
other.
there was no testing done during those times.
Yeah,
They
exactly.
closed a lot of testing centers.
Exactly. A lot of the sites were closed. I think there was only 2 open in LA County.
that
The
many.
one
Regardless, the fact that remains though is Florida was the first ones to open, and Florida is one of them right now that has spiked crazy. And Florida is the home of where all the sports are going to return: baseball, MLS,
WWE's been operating out of there, right?
NBA, WNBA, WWE. All these
MLS,
guys, yeah.
And AEW.
Yeah.
I'll take your word for it. I'm not sure what that.
What's AEW? We don't talk about that.
A and W. I think you said A and
All
W.
Elite Wrestling. The other.
I was like, they still got root beer floats down there?
Right?
AEW?
No, AEW is All Elite Wrestling.
Yeah, it's a new competition.
They run in Jacksonville.
That sounds about right.
yeah.
That sounds about
So
right.
basically,
They've been handling everything.
so basically everything has been.
So now,
Yeah.
exactly. So the plan was to open within the next 2 weeks, or
Well,
they were starting to
Next
report
2
over
weeks,
there.
Next 2 weeks, the MLS teams are supposed to.
And now everybody, I feel like, is getting cold feet. And honestly, everybody decided to go to Florida except the NHL.
Yeah.
Yep.
But the NHL hasn't picked a location yet.
So the rumor is the NHL is going to Vancouver and Vegas.
I think Vegas is a great choice.
One for the Western
Then
Conference,
Austin
one for the
Matthews
Eastern.
decided to catch the road.
I'm out.
He's out. I knew it. That's his boy. He's out.
I don't want to take part in this
So
conversation.
where was Matthews?
In Arizona.
Is he in Arizona?
With
He was in
his buddy
Arizona.
Freddie Anderson.
He's from Arizona.
And I guess he left before, I guess Matthews got it because Anderson got tested and he came up negative. But man, Austin, my boy, the one player not on the Kings that I don't
Was
want
it
to get
really
screwed-
worth it to go on that late night run to Whataburger in Phoenix without your mask, Austin?
Man.
Was it?
I feel like for celebrities it might be harder because everybody, like if I had the Coronas and I saw Austin Matthews, I'd still want his autograph. I'd be like, bro, 6 feet away. Sign this. I'm gonna leave this right here. Sign it for me. And
Well,
then I'll come back
that's
and
going to
pick
be
it
the
up.
interesting we need to talk about later on in an episode or two. How are the players going to interact with the fans?
It's not gonna happen.
Well, it was weird. We'll go back to this later. We'll talk about this when the first fans and the first whole bunch of fans in Talladega in the NASCAR race, 5,000,
And he got rained out.
and they got right now on Sunday. But after the race, Bo Wallace, after the whole situation, was high-fiving the fans through the
Oh, yeah?
fence.
Oh, yeah.
Through a fence, like
Yeah.
a chain link fence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh. Ooh.
So we can talk about that later on. We'll talk about that later on, but let's go back to the NHL in the.
I
Yeah,
mean,
when's hockey supposed to start? Are they still in
Is
the
Well,
there
they
a
haven't
date?
I haven't
announced.
followed anything.
I'm just
so-
surprised they haven't announced a site yet, like official site.
That's what I was waiting for.
yeah, the two rumors right now are Vegas and Vancouver.
Yeah.
Vegas is gonna get the Eastern Conference, and Vancouver's gonna get the Western Conference.
You know, if the season went the way
I don't like that.
if the season went the way it was scheduled to be, I think this season's schedule would have been released like this week.
Yeah, I think I
Well,
read somebody putting something
The
like
NBA Finals, we should be watching the Lakers win a championship this week.
that. Wow. I mean, it's interesting, but like we're
Lakers
saying,
in 5.
Thank you.
Yeah, we actually talk about the Lakers now because Tommy's not here to get mad.
We'll talk about Lakers
we got a-
when Tommy was here.
pro Laker panel going on right now.
We could talk about the Lakers if Tommy's on his deathbed. On top, above him. You know?
Hey, Tommy, we miss you. We wish you were here, but you got
We miss our favorite Lakers fan.
Yeah.
Make a quick recovery, Tommy.
No,
I'm starting rumors.
just hey, be safe at work.
Be safe out
Yeah.
there.
Tommy's stuck at
He's
work.
stuck at work.
Hard-working
I can
man.
already hear him right now, like Josh, shut your mouth.
He's gonna drive his work truck to the garage door right now.
21.
Why?
21.
There's
Why?
a 21 salute for Tommy. He's not here. Somebody
No.
had to say 21. To keep,
Could have done it myself, all right?
keeping the legacy alive.
What's 9 plus 10?
21.
Okay, so let's talk about the hockey situation now.
So, Austin Matthews has coronavirus.
Yeah.
We don't know who else.
Cooties.
Well, it's a good thing.
Somebody on the Lightning, I believe.
Yeah.
There was a bunch of them.
Yeah.
That came
Yeah, and they closed the camps down. So, once again, there's a possibility that the seasons might, like, if players start getting it again and
Yeah.
there's an outbreak on a team, especially like the Lightning, where they're cup contenders. Like, I could see them.
That team
Postponing
cannot
the
catch a
season.
break every year.
I know.
It's like, all right, they're going to be the strong,
Dude, the Lightning
juggernaut in
are
the
the
Eastern
Dodgers.
Conference.
Ronas.
No.
The Lightnings are the Dodgers of the NHL.
Right now,
Yeah.
yes.
I'm glad-
Powerhouses, regular season domination.
Swept first
Fun team to
round.
watch. And it's
Fun
just like,
team to watch. Just like they'll score
all
at
of a
will.
sudden they just
Similar colors.
Gets-
Colors are similar.
get swept by
First round.
Columbus.
Swept in the first round. Gets the coronavirus.
Right.
How about this conspiracy theory? Toronto told the Blue Jays, just as a joke. This is a joke, by the way. This is a conspiracy theory.
Okay.
The Maple Leafs, hey, we need a chance to win the cup this year. Get your coronavirus now
Before later on.
before the season
What
starts.
were we saying? Like they try to
Like-
force the herd immunity.
Yeah, like it's
or to recover first.
are these colleges trying to get their players to get the herd immunity now?
Yeah, there's a
Because-
conspiracy theory that they're purposefully giving them the
Herd
coronavirus
immunity.
now to get it, so they all can get it. Like, and then eventually they'll all be immune to it, supposedly, because they'll have already had it when the games matter or when it's important.
Yeah, why are the colleges?
This is tinfoil boosters. Of
Why
the
is
year.
colleges allowing these players back on campus when school's not even around
Also
to do
true.
all this stuff?
They're gonna do virtual practices.
Yeah.
Is that a thing?
I'm just
Actually, there was. Remember on one of our quarantine
Yeah.
episodes, we learned about virtual practices and virtual.
Right.
Stephen
Yeah, one of
Leal-
our guests, I think.
Stephen Leal says,
It makes sense to have both hub cities on the West Coast, because earlier start times, I think.
I actually
a
think
bit of broadcast. Yeah,
New York should have had one now. How the cases are there?
because it's gone down.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we can all agree just Florida isn't the answer at the moment.
LA is not the answer either.
LA, I was never on board. I was
Idaho.
anti.
Go to Idaho.
Yeah, Montana, Idaho. Let's go North Dakota somewhere.
Minnesota. Oh wait, never mind.
What, for hockey?
Anything.
Any sport.
So,
Hockey was proposed.
hockey,
Hockey was
okay,
proposed
so can
to
I just
Idaho.
say something? I just now thought about this right now. Missouri would have been one of the perfect spots because you have two NHL-ready arenas. You have the Enterprise Center in St. Louis where the Blues play at, but also you have
Tommy
the,
just clocked out.
On the chat.
I
Tommy
mean,
just clocked out. Get on Zoom, Tommy.
using
No,
that.
we're not.
No, that's how our technical
Oh,
difficulties
that's
start.
right. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, we know.
Sorry, Tommy. Just join us in the
I'm like,
comments.
no, don't say the word. As soon as he says the word,
Don't say the
it's just
Z
like,
word.
Hey, this is the first time Zoom's not worked for us.
It is
No, what I was saying was you have
cheap.
Enterprise
Two
Center in St.
NHL
Louis.
arenas, yeah.
The other NHL arena is actually not even in the NHL. You have the Sprint Center in
Center.
Kansas City, Missouri, which was the rumor of being a future home of a couple of teams that were in limbo a few years back. You had
Coyotes,
the Penguins.
Coyotes, the Pittsburgh Penguins, and at one point even the Nashville Predators.
Kansas City has been used a lot, like LA Rams, LA Rams, LA Stadium.
That
Yeah.
building is. I'm surprised there's no pro sports team in that building.
It's used as leverage when teams want a new arena deal, like the Islanders or.
Yeah.
And I think right now the Hurricanes, I think, are going
Yeah.
through that kind of thing where they're threatening. They want. I don't know
Which
what
is
it
weird because like the building they're in right now, the PNC Arena is actually roughly 20 some odd years. It's same age as Staples Center.
Really?
Yeah.
Which is crazy to think that Staples is now considered
It's
an
considered
old
one of the
arena.
old arenas after 10 years.
When you
I
go
think.
and you're inside, like you're like, this is
It's
state of the
still
art.
relatively
This
new-
is
relatively new
modern.
building. You know?
Staples Center's aged like a fine wine.
And it's because they
Kept in good
continually put
condition.
money. Yeah, they continually dropping
all
money.
the
into it.
championships for that the teams won, and they're really.
It also helps too that AEG owns that and LA Live, so they want to make sure Staples.
Yeah, they
Center-
want to, and they know it's one of the main entertainment
They
capitals
also
of the world.
They also own Sprint Center. In,
Also.
Kansas.
Yeah, so I could see Staples Center be like the West Coast MSG in the future.
AEG's the West Coast MSG.
Staples
No,
Center-
the Madison Square Garden of the West
Oh, I
Coast.
thought you were
Yeah.
talking about the actual like the ownership, like where they
No.
own all the.
No, MSG is the most like renowned.
Yeah.
MSG, does the MSG own anything out here now?
Yeah, they do.
They had the forum.
They had the
I would say
forum.
they had.
Had the
I'm
forum.
talking about now. Yeah, they
No,
don't
they
have
don't.
anything now. That's the last thing they had was the forum.
I
till we
think they
sold it
own
to
something in
Bauer.
Vegas.
Or I thought they had.
They're
like,
doing.
the
They're
Greek
building.
Theater,
They're
one of
building.
those?
They're building something in Vegas near the Venetian,
Okay.
Oh, okay.
like a little
Yeah.
concert.
I
area.
agree with Stephen. They'll bring back the Long Beach Arena. If we could get
Yeah.
the Ice Dogs back.
Well,
Ice Dog.
You remember?
Man,
I'm still
remember-
looking for one of
You
those
remember we
jerseys.
talked about destroying that about the Angel Stadium there?
I know. Which would have been so honestly, like as much as I dislike the
I
Angels,
would love it there.
It's like
it would have been so cool. That'd have been like the perfect little baseball
That
town
would've
and
been-
area down there.
It would have been better than Petco.
Exactly, dude. That's what I think of. I think of like Petco, but literally on the water in Long Beach.
Yeah.
It would have like transformed that whole little area. I was like, as much as I hate the Angels, that would have been hard. I would have been so like conflicted. Like, I love Long Beach. I love that area of Long Beach. And
no, you're a Dodger fan, but it's like all right, the Angels are playing tonight.
But I appreciate Mike Trout.
Yeah, my turn. Well, here's the interesting back to baseball and hockey
That's how I
and
am during
basketball now.
baseball season.
How many of these players are going to say, I don't want to play?
Yeah.
For baseball,
Well, all the sports. Because I know it came out Trevor Reeves to say he's not going to play. Well, the Portland.
Trevor
Mariners.
Reeves is still a thing.
Yeah, he's a good bench player still.
Where's he playing?
Portland. I think.
I've been up with.
I
I've been
did
up
not
with-
know that Trevor Reeves was still playing.
I think
basketball.
another Washington Wizards player say he's not going to play, even though Wizards suck.
I mean,
Because he's in a
honestly,
contract
like
year.
Who cares about
money
the
talks
Wizards?
too. I
Like-
feel like once those paychecks aren't coming in and they see their, you know what I mean, their fellow players out there competing and on a big stage, that urge might come back and they're
But-
gonna regret. But if they're not playing in front of fans, like they're trying to take some precautions and keeping them safe. Like
Yeah.
Right.
it depends. I could see somebody like if you know you have your parents or grandparents or whatever, and maybe they're staying with them and they're more susceptible to it, they can be more cautious. But if they're shipping them out into a resort for 3 months
Yeah.
and they're over there, quarantined themselves in a way, like
Yeah.
it's in their
I
best
think-
interest too.
I think
feel
Trevor
like also.
Reeves' reason was he wants to spend time with his son, who gets to see, he sees like once, gets
Oh, okay.
full custody for like a month or something.
Thank you for making me feel bad about just
He's like, he gets your
Well,
hot
there's a
take.
couple
don't you have a heart, man?
Hey, there's a couple of players though who are questioning about playing because it's a contract year. Did he risk injury because they're coming in for potentially a big contract?
right.
Also important. Like,
Does
would Mookie? Yeah, he wouldn't pull that because he has something to prove. He's a free agent.
Yeah, Mookie wants to make as much money. But how about a player to say, say Justin Turner? I mean, he'll do it, but like a player like Justin Turner who's having a good career, but he's near the tail end of his career.
Yeah.
If he gets hurt, he's done.
I thought that the other day. I was like, how many players prime years are you being robbed? Like, we lose a year, that means you're losing a season of prime Mike Trout. Like, what number? Overall in the big record books, he's gonna lose a season. Like, and I know that applies to like guys who went to war, especially. There's a lot of players who they're always like,
Ted
what happens
Williams.
if they didn't go to World War II? Yeah, exactly. Like, this would be equivalent to that. Like, you'll never know his full career potential numbers. You lost a year of him in his prime.
Oh wait, that's
Kershaw, another one, like Justin Turner. Like, our years of Kershaw left are getting smaller and smaller.
fireworks.
I'm,
You got fireworks.
Bellflower, I don't know
Yeah.
what to
Welcome
tell
to
you guys.
hood.
Well, here's a question. How also, speaking of Kershaw,
Loud.
Hall of
It's a fireworks show in the middle of our podcast. I didn't tell you guys.
Hall of Fame numbers. How is these Hall of Fame numbers going to be affected by missing half a season, basically, or
Or potentially a full
was
season.
it-
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. So, question by Ryan. He said, "Is Kershaw backing off his not wanting to play statement?" So basically, that statement by Kershaw was made for the bubble.
What do you mean?
Do you remember Kershaw May saying, "I didn't want to play if it was in a bubble," because he wanted his family to be around.
Yeah.
So basically, the proposed Arizona and Florida spring training.
Oh, for that plan?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He didn't
Okay.
want to do
Yeah,
it
yeah.
because his family couldn't be in the bubble.
Yeah, they
So
couldn't be a
with this
part of
new
it.
plan, we're having all the games in the stadium. You can bring your family. So there's no bubble like the NBA.
Yeah. I wonder if he'd be more, more likely to play because of that. I honestly haven't really thought of that. That's a good point, though. I'm going back to like the Hall of Fame thing. That also, I mean, that's not even baseball specific. That's like
Every sport.
Every sport. We're gonna use the Lakers as the example. The Lakers have LeBron at the end of his prime years, right? This is the end of LeBron's career, and for us to lose a year of LeBron so close to a potential title, him at the tail end of his prime years is cruel. Like, yeah, that's messed up. Like that's a huge loss.
I mean,
Lakers are finally doing something. Ronas.
And you look at, I know DJ's not a huge fan of it, but like even NASCAR right now, it's Jimmy Johnson's last year, and when it's a driver who's that prestigious last year, every race, every Sunday is like an honor for him, where they have like these parades for every track and all that. So these 11 or so weeks where they didn't have this race, they weren't able to honor him.
Where normally they would do like
they would do like he would lead like the lap before the race or something like that. Kind of
yeah,
like what
it's
they
kind
did.
of like in baseball when like
It's
like,
your farewell tour. Is
yeah,
what it is,
and
a
every time
farewell
they
tour.
give you a
Every time-
gift. I think they did it for Jeter and
Yeah.
Rivera and all those
Yeah,
guys.
like
Ortiz.
the last time you're gonna play at that stadium
Yeah,
or something
that's-
like that. It's
I never
like that.
thought of that.
So
That's
I
interesting.
didn't realize. I think I was at the Derek Jeter's last game was at Dodger Stadium.
Yeah, but
I
Derek
thought
Jeter,
about that. Yeah,
Derek
him
Jeter-
and Mariano Rivera.
but
both
Derek
did.
Jeter never plays much at Dodger Stadium, so
I do remember the Rivera one because the
I've
Dodgers
actually
did a
been.
ceremony.
Oh my
Yeah, the
god,
Rivera one
it's
was
true.
cool.
I've actually been to every regular season game since 2004. And every regular season game the Dodgers have had against the Yankees.
I think there's been like 6 total in the last like.
I'm sorry, I wasn't there for last season's, but what I was trying to say was like when the Yankees play the Dodgers at Dodger Stadium, like when Rivera and Jeter were on the team. So
Yeah, it doesn't happen often. That's why every Dodger fan.
Yeah, it's a big deal.
That's
Yeah,
why.
that's
That's
a
why
big
last
deal.
season.
and it's the Yankees.
Yeah,
and the
if you went to
Dodgers.
last
I mean,
season,
that's-
When
where
they
I
wore
went,
those black and white jerseys.
when the Dodgers went,
It was just like,
exactly.
really?
it was
It
a
also-
disaster.
it's
they're
like-
gonna do Players Weekend jerseys
Yeah, I know.
now.
I know the Dodgers were in Boston in 2018 for the World Series, but we couldn't plan it. Now,
Yeah.
last year everyone planned a trip
Yeah.
to Boston like we did. My
Yeah.
family did.
Yeah.
Shout out to Trayvon in the comments saying social distance.
Why aren't we
yourself.
social distancing?
So-
well,
so
actually, so
we
to
have a
explain that for people, for those wondering why we're not social distancing, is because all 4 of us have actually properly social distanced for the longest, and we are actually the safest of the.
We had
the group.
temperature checks.
Yeah.
Yeah, we actually got checked out.
So
We're
our
fine.
producer, before we walked in, got the thermometer and checked everybody's temperature. Everybody had to do a quick 5-minute nasal swab.
And you can't catch coronavirus if you have herpes, and we don't have coronavirus. we
think
don't
though-
have coronavirus.
Hey, DJ, I think though we might be careful now because it's kind of warm in here. I think our temperatures are a little above 100 degrees.
This is true.
Say psych.
Please say psych. I mean, it's been interesting to think about the long-term effects of the virus. Before, where we were thinking more short-term, like, oh no, the season, like, that's more short-sighted. Whereas opposed to like you're thinking Hall of Fames and careers and free agent contracts and all this kind of stuff. There's
Right.
like a bigger picture that's now being affected in sports, and we talked about it before. I think with like draft picks and all that kind of stuff. Like players that are eligible.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of residual
Like,
effects that come.
Look
from
at
it.
this.
Yeah,
Like
that's
recently,
exactly.
the MLB draft this year was only 5 rounds, which is like the lowest amount of draft picks ever.
And I think the NHL lottery has a date, right?
Yeah.
The end of the month.
Yeah.
Is it this month or next
So,
month?
so a team can actually win.
Yeah, this month.
Hey, so it's funny. A team can.
This is
actually,
why Batman sucks, and this is why we hate Batman.
A team in the whole start of
Playoff
the season,
thing.
start of the season, who's fighting for playoff spots,
Can-
could actually win
First overall.
First overall. pick.
Yeah, someone said that, like the Penguins, right? The Penguins can win the cup
And
and get
win
like the
first-
first draft.
No,
pick.
that can't happen.
Can it be?
No, it has to be. So you know how
Oh, top. It was
the
a top something,
yeah,
right?
the top.
I-
So
wasn't a-
basically,
but they could still be like
so
top
imagine the
5.
playing games.
Or
The playing games.
5 or below.
Yeah, like say the Blackhawks, for example, because
Yeah.
they were 12th. The Blackhawks can go win the cup.
No, they can't win the cup. You have to finish 12th.
They are 12th.
No, they have to finish 12th in the playing game. So
They're in the playoff
winner
thing, though, aren't they?
in the playing game. So they're in a playing game because the top 2 in each division
Okay.
gets a bye. And they're
Right.
doing a playing game for the playoffs.
So I thought the whole issue was a team could potentially win the
No.
cup and win the first
No,
overall
they
at the
can't do
same
that.
time.
Can't do that.
So did they fix that, or
Yeah, that fixed that long. That was never a possibility.
it was never an
That was
option?
just-
I just hate the fact that Chicago is in the playoffs
But,
right now.
but
No.
I was saying a team could
Watch them just mess around and go on a run.
Here's the thing: do you really imagine if you have a chance? Like, okay, well, if this team loses, I get that number. Does a team tank during that tournament to know you got the first, second, or third pick?
You're saying
No, you have a chance. Yeah, if you have a chance for the Stanley Cup,
Cups
you're
over
gonna-
first over.
But you know
picks
you
for
don't
sure.
have a chance.
I mean, who knows? It's such a toss up at this point. The teams that were hot and good, it's basically a new season. There's been so much time off.
Wow.
It's basically a new
It's
season.
level, I think. I mean,
Yeah, it's a level. Like
yeah, it's
everybody's
level.
fresh, everybody's hungry.
Whatever,
Now
let's
there's
go
hungrier
Flyers.
teams in the bottom of the pack, trying to fight, and now they're on an even playing field. Other than the bye, which honestly, like we were saying last time, the bye might be an advantage for teams because you come in already having played an important game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't have the Tampa Bay Lightning effect going on right there. So I don't know. It's gonna be interesting.
Yeah.
Trayvon was a little bit puzzled by Rico's comment.
As we all were. Stoop says the NHL lottery draft is June 26th. So that's the lottery. So
Yeah.
we'll know
Yeah, we'll
exactly.
see.
Oh, that's in a couple days. I'm an
Yeah, it's a
idiot.
couple
Right? What
days.
is that, in a week?
This week. It's
This
this
week.
week.
Oh my God, that's today.
Oh my God, we got first, guys.
Like, hold on,
Hey,
let me open the.
Watch next
Friday, it's
episode.
Friday.
Next episode, we are all here celebrating the.
What's on
number one-
Friday?
Hopefully, we're all here next week celebrating a top 3 pick.
So next week, if we have Lafreniere on the Kings as a
We're
possibility,
gonna win the cup.
We're gonna go crazy. It's gonna be a party episode, guys.
It's gonna be we're gonna launch.
Sponsored by
for
Big
real.
Nick's Pizza.
We're for real going to In-N-Out.
We're launching fireworks.
No, we're
Gonna get
bringing-
some
we're bringing Big
fireworks.
Nick's
Studio fireworks show, the pyrotechnic show. we're gonna break the Kings. They always do those holiday,
Yeah.
the Guinness record, which there's a video on our channel.
Yeah.
And funny, speaking of that, our video got like a copyright strike
What?
because
Because of the
they're
music.
playing like Black Eyed Peas in the
Yeah.
background
Okay,
in
that
the
explains
arena.
it. All right.
Yeah, so then like we got a notice like you can't. There was like 6 songs and they listed all 6
Yeah.
songs and they're like you can't play any of these. So I think the video's still up there and it's just muted now. So
Aw.
it's not the same, but
Yeah.
check it out.
It's muted. It's fine. I think YouTube now has gone very strict.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
just
that's
getting
a-
stricter and stricter.
stricter,
Don't
very-
say anything, Blue says we're on YouTube right now. We're just kidding, YouTube.
We love you, YouTube. but there's a lot of new rules that we gotta follow.
We still got to get monetized so I can finally say bad words.
No, then they're
Go-
just
go
gonna take
take
it
it
away.
away.
Just go PG-13.
No, they're actually
Yeah, we're gonna get.
Dag nabbit.
they're going hard off their those cussing and all that stuff. So Tommy, yeah, we gotta mute
Oh,
Tommy
we
a
got to
lot.
ban Tommy from the studio? Oh, no.
You can only stay in the chat room.
Yeah.
Which is he still even with us? Did he just?
Tommy,
Yeah,
chime in in the comments.
Casey's there.
Casey's here.
What's
Now.
up,
Casey?
Casey?
We need Casey
Friend
back
of
on the show.
Friend of the
eventually.
podcast. She filled
Yeah.
in for me during my
She's
my
one,
adventures in Arizona.
she's one of the baseball correspondents, so she's
Yes.
like, when you guys talk about hockey and basketball and all that stuff, she's like,
She's like,
high
this
key
is how I
bored.
win.
She's just like, oh yeah, go
Casey-
on. But when
Casey's-
it's baseball, time-
Baseball, this is how I
so
win.
when baseball season comes back,
Casey's probably happy right now that her boys will be back in uniform.
maybe though.
Maybe. Yeah.
I mean, there's still a lot that can happen.
There's already questions on internet right now, are you gonna celebrate? Are you gonna legit celebrate if the Dodgers win the shortened season in the World Series? You damn right I am.
If
Get
they
mine.
allow us.
You're like-
No,
If they allow
Count
us.
it.
Hey, we'll create our own parade, or AKA protest.
They're gonna try to do a virtual
Virtual
parade
parade,
and watch.
yeah.
Well,
Like,
we'll
they could
make
do
the
something.
LA fans. We don't have a virtual parade. We'll definitely still. Have
Everyone's
riots.
going to celebrate.
I'll
throughout this
risk
whole
getting the
series.
Ronas for a Dodger victory parade. I'm just saying it right
Oh,
now.
my.
I've never had one in my
Me
lifetime.
in the hospital. me in
Hey,
the
we'll
hospital
try it
with
once.
me in the hospital with a ventilator hooked up. Worth it.
I'll
I
take
got-
the ventilator to the parade with
No,
me.
no, I got it. I got it.
If I die, I die. I got mine.
I need to
Hey,
see it. I need
got
to
it.
see it.
I
What's
got
that?
how we did the parade.
How
we
we
have limited seating to fans, limited fans on the streets. and then everyone else inside the buildings.
Or what happens if
I will fight people for.
What's
an
funny is
opportunity.
we're already planning the parade. Like, there's not even a season, but we're like, parade planning 101. All right,
Oh,
this is what's
wait,
going on.
we didn't do
We're going
it.
to do it down Sunset Boulevard.
Yeah.
One of the long streets in LA, and everybody's 6 feet apart, but we'll start at like the marathon or something. And
Yeah.
we'll start in downtown and end it in Santa Monica.
Yeah,
That's a lot of
exactly.
walking.
We can all
bro.
social 6 feet apart. And well, I'm glad we got our parade planning out of the way.
Yeah, we might have to plan for 2.
Wow, Boostos. Let's get a 2-for-1. Lakers, Dodgers.
Yeah.
Lakers.
They'll probably end around the same time. Knowing.
Tommy will be there.
He'll be so conflicted. I'm only wearing blue.
Baby Zach and Lena be there. They're Lakers.
Casey, question: did they stop production of the new stadium? Which one? The new one in the Rams Stadium?
I think she's talking
No,
about
everything's
Dodgers.
still on.
Dodger
Everything's
Stadium.
still on track at SoFi Stadium.
So I think Dodger Stadium is pretty much done.
Except for underneath this pavilion.
It's not done?
That's the only one I have not seen.
Well, they did a clip not too long
I
ago.
thought it was all
like,
done.
Yeah, it was like pretty close.
But underneath, no, I'm talking about the underneath part.
Yeah.
Right? The new bars and stuff underneath.
It looked like,
God, they should have been done with that.
right? The
Well,
All-Star game's in 2 weeks. What are you guys doing?
hey, why waste the extra money when you don't need to? When
Well,
you
it still has to be done. It
still
still
has
has
to
to
get
pay
done
for
right.
Yeah,
it.
but why waste extra money and the extra 24 hours worth of labor when you can just postpone it and wait an extra couple of days?
No,
So the Rams Stadium
Looks-
is still
it
under
looks good.
construction.
It
It looks
looks good.
amazing.
It looks great from inside.
Every day I watch.
Outside.
Now my YouTube feed's all like suggested.
it's gonna be
All the
great when the
SoFi?
Chargers raise the first banner in that stadium. It's gonna be awesome.
Claiming they're finally gonna raise the banner.
Yeah.
It's gonna be
It's
awesome.
about time they get a banner.
Oh wait, you're kind of outnumbered today, huh?
Thomas.
Hey, you remember our video? You remember the pie chart that DJ made?
Oh yeah, I was
In our
gonna
group
post
chat?
it as one of it. I mean,
Do we have it on file on the? Gila, do we have
I
it on
wanna go-
file?
I have it on my phone somewhere.
What?
it's not loaded up on here
Let me find it. Let me find it
on
in
the
the group chat.
broadcast. She's like, "What are you talking about? I'm not in
called?
that
What-
group chat.
Oh,
I don't know what
that's
you're
right.
talking about."
She's like, what? Are you
Yeah,
guys
for those
talking
that
about?
know,
So
we have
had
a
pie
we
chart
have
that's-
a
Actually,
we have a
I do
hooligan
have
chat
this
that
one.
happens
I have it.
that goes
Here
on
it
throughout
is.
the week. And
So
I was,
this sums up the NFL.
Sideways. There you go.
yeah,
No.
we,
There you go,
Oh,
there you
you
go.
had it. This was like in our group chat this whole week, and we were just. I
So
was
that's
just
where
ranking
everybody
on
stands
DJ.
on the broadcast, of the cast here regarding the football teams here in LA.
And I think I got under DJ's skin this week. about
Everybody
all
know.
my
Everybody knows.
Honestly, I had no comebacks. I was like, "What can I say to
I
come
was
back?"
just like, I hope.
I had nothing. I was
And
like,
Eric
people
Dolan-
know I'm like the one who was anti-Rams,
Instigate.
but I'm the one who's like, I'm not saying a damn thing.
And funny, Tommy
It's
didn't,
Rico coming in hot
Tommy
every
didn't
time. It's
say one
like,
word. I was surprised.
I know. Usually, I was like, "Tommy, back me up. I'm alone."
I
out
think he
here."
was busy at work. I thought it was great.
It was one of
I
his
just
12-hour
like.
shifts.
I'm more of a Chargers fan, but I'm Switzerland still.
Yeah, that's why you're the middle one. I am.
that's why you are
outnumbered.
neutral. But yeah, that's where everybody stands pretty much on the show regarding like the football teams in LA.
It's the one
DJ
that's the
and
most
Tommy,
evenly
Rams.
split because usually it's like 3-2, but Busto's being the fence.
He's
sitter
a
right
Charger
here.
fan, but he sympathizes for the Rams.
It's a
as well.
1-2 situation.
Yeah. Chargers
Where
are
like
number
I'm a
one.
Niner fan, but it's like so I'm obviously
He
not
likes
gonna root
the-
for the Rams, so I got the Chargers.
He likes the Rams so he can get the free hooligan Ram shirts.
All right.
That's
Is
what
that
it
what this
is.
is about?
That's what it is.
That's
Josh?
it. He wants a McBay shirt.
Or I
He
want-
takes off his underneath.
Hey, my dirty 30 girly shirt's now wasted.
Wow. All my girly designs are you talking about? I'm like,
Atlanta,
what?
talking about Atlanta Falcons legend Todd Gurley.
Georgia.
Todd the knee girly.
Okay, hey, if the Chargers do good,
Here we go.
better than the Rams, you have to make one Charger design.
Come on.
Dude, my uncle, diehard Chargers fan my whole life. Every time I talk to him, he's like, "You got Chargers designs yet?" He's like,
Hey,
There
Everybody
are,
wants-
there are people in LA.
do it for Theo, man. Come on,
This
bro.
is my
Do it
Theo.
for your uncle. There
That's
are
it.
people in LA
You
that
guys
are
heard
not
it.
Rams fans.
If
that-
the
that root for
Chargers
the
have a better
Chargers.
record than the Rams this year, you have to do a design.
So we had one idea.
I mean, a cool design, not
like
no-
a Bosa,
Yeah.
like a Bosa.
Be
we
like
had.
a Bolsa. Be
It's just like a Bosa, and then we
Oh,
had
so you thought of one already.
bolts and hose.
Bolts and hose.
I take it. I'd rock it.
like that.
I'd rock that shirt.
Bolts and hose.
So we got some ideas.
I
don't
mean,
know.
I got a new shirt idea.
You guys
for-
are
How
just
about
gonna-
how about just like
You guys will be
how about
bugging.
Hooligan Chargers rerun LA? Simple like that. Just
No.
do that, bro.
No, I can't do DJ. DJ
Just
can't
do
do
that, bro.
All right, guys. Thanks for watching.
Rico just got fired from the show.
Don't forget to subscribe.
I got a good one from Baumgartner next year.
What?
We can't say it on the air.
Okay, all right.
Because someone might
Someone's
watch.
gonna jack our unused idea, and then I'm gonna see it.
As they always do.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
gonna see it.
Casey's
later on.
asking, how do I feel about the 49ers this season? To answer that question, Casey,
What about
excited.
the
We'll see what
football?
happens.
We got a few weeks. We got a few
We
weeks.
got a
to
few
do
weeks
it.
for it.
football?
She says on Bleacher Report, there's a report that a
Yeah.
lot of Niners injuries, possible players with COVID.
Yeah, there's a lot of
Well,
NFL teams. There's a lot of NFL players that are
there's a
catching the
lot
Rona,
of
so I'm
players
like,
with
it's nothing
COVID,
new.
you know.
Yeah.
You're talking
Hey,
about Zeke.
2
right?
weeks.
I know we had Debo Samuel's out for a few weeks, for
Take the
about 10
Z
weeks with
pack and sit down for 2 weeks. You're good.
CM Punk.
Drink some
Debo
orange
Samuel,
juice.
one of our rookie wide receiver from last year who did really well. He's out 10 weeks with a broken foot. So
Stubbs is saying.
Wow.
I saw a crazy article that the Niners should sign Antonio Brown.
yeah, I've heard that rumor, and I'm just like he's skilled, but also, do I really want to deal with that nonsense?
What's more likely to happen, Antonio Brown to the Niners or Cap to the Chargers?
Cap to the Chargers?
I can see it happening. I feel like that's a great move for the Chargers.
Can I just?
Oh,
that's
no.
something. That's something.
No.
That's, oh my
Sorry,
god.
no.
PR move alone?
No.
It's great.
No, he's going to be a third-string quarterback. He's not going to take that job.
That's the only thing.
I feel like PR wise,
Cam
though.
Thompson be starting.
PR-wise,
He'll
What
do
I was
it.
trying to say was, if Kaepernick were to sign with the Chargers, which it's already been quoted that Anthony Lynn, the head coach of the Chargers, said that he would fit perfect in the Chargers system. You know, they do want to work him out.
yeah. Summer
near
workout,
future.
something. Yeah.
What the idea would be, like, all right, let's say the Chargers do sign him. He starts out as second or third string, but in the meantime, since they're trying to groom Justin Herbert.
I love to see Chargers fans bicker.
I know, right? He's already shut up, Christian. No,
Oh, it sounds like you guys having quarterback problems.
I mean,
no, like
we have
the
future.
idea would be my idea would be, all right, Kaepernick. I mean, obviously he wants to be a number one somewhere, right? Just take the deal,
Get back in.
Just
back
to get
in,
your
work
foot back
your
in
way
the
up.
door. Yeah, foot
Work
back in
your
the
way up.
door.
And right now, obviously, it's implied that the Chargers, their franchise guy is going to eventually be Justin Herbert.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, do you really think that the Chargers can do well with Tyrod Taylor?
Yes. He's,
I don't think so.
he's-
I really
hey,
don't.
If you can lead how bad Buffalo Bills team to the playoffs, even though he's got benched once with the dumbest move I've
They
ever
made the
seen.
playoffs and promptly lost in the wild card
Yeah,
game.
but they made the playoffs. The Buffalo Bills made the playoffs.
barely.
They made the playoffs.
I mean, he
made the playoffs.
does have logic. There is a logic.
They
did
only
that.
made the
But
playoffs
here-
because the Baltimore Ravens
they
lost
still
their game.
made the playoffs. The Buffalo Bills.
He can still, he can put that on his resume. See the
Before this season, the Buffalo Bills were a hot mess. And Tyrod
And
Taylor.
they promptly lost to Ryan Fitzpatrick and the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Oh,
Fitzmagic.
no. I
Yes.
thought you mean Blake Bortles in the.
Oh, Blake Bortles. Thank you. That's right.
But
I don't even know.
Close enough. They're both white. All right.
hey,
Wow. He just brought this thing to a screeching
Wow.
halt.
Hey.
I don't think I've ever done the siren.
Okay,
I didn't think I've
so
ever
here's
used
the
it.
thing. Kaepernick was not good as a quarterback during his final year. How he's going to be a better quarterback?
Because he was benched for
No,
the most
he
part
was
of his
still
final year.
bad with the 49ers. How he's going to be a better
That
quarterback
49ers
than
team in 2016 was horrible.
Hey,
I
my
know.
point- But to my point, if he's that bad of a quarterback, and
We
Cap-
went Rams in 14 that
Because
year.
I feel like there's more than just football at play. Business, PR, like all these other factors, it's worth the risk. And if you can
Well-
strike lightning in a bottle and he ends up becoming something big, you look like a genius. And if not,
Then-
worst case scenario,
Sorry.
Thank you,
Sorry,
DZ.
I'd rather have Cam Newton than Kaepernick.
I
any
agree.
day of the week
I
right
agree
now.
with
So I
that.
don't know why we're not
I
talking
agree.
about
Cam
Kaepernick
Newton
to the
is-
Chargers.
it's
Why we're
amazing.
talking about Kaepernick to the
How
Chargers?
does Cam Newton not have a job
exactly.
yet?
I'm amazed that he doesn't
By
have
the
a
way,
contract.
sorry about that. No. As much as I'm a
I
Cam
also want Cam Newton.
Newton, how do you not have a job?
Yeah, so if you were talking about Kaepernick to the Chargers,
I'll
I'd
take
rather have
both.
Cam Newton in a heartbeat over Kaepernick.
Over almost most quarterbacks right now. Like, let's
So
be real.
I don't
Cam
get
Newton's
why
not
everyone's
bad.
saying that. So Cam Newton should have a job before Kaepernick right now, and I would be.
Why hasn't he?
Why
What do you-
hasn't he?
Why exactly? Why? What do you think? Why did you think Newton still?
Newton wants a starting job, like he wants to be a
I
starter.
feel like he's better than most
And plus,
starters.
and plus Newton's smart.
both of those guys
Hey,
are better
I think
than
the reason why
most
Cam is
starters
not
can be.
signed as a backup,
Backups.
he's smart. He's waiting for someone quarterback to get hurt, and the team will panic before he gets signed.
And then once you got that leverage, you
Yeah.
got him right where you want him.
Yeah.
I
But
mean,
that's my reason why I think Newton hasn't signed.
but like, yeah, I think Cap is more than just football in the decision making.
It's a PR
like,
move.
It's PR it and then if it can pay off on a
It's
football
a
sense.
sponsorship move too.
Yeah, if it could pay off in the football sense, and he does end up playing well, like not only are you reaping those benefits, but now you look like a genius
Yeah.
because
But-
Kaepernick to
But
the
here's
Chargers. Do it.
No, but I'm saying
feel it should
it's also
happen.
though
It
it's
should
going to
happen.
ruin his brand though if he sucks. It's going to ruin Kaepernick's
So
brand.
do you feel like his legacy is
Yes, his legacy.
tarnished?
Yeah,
Even though for all like the social things
a
he's
mobile
done.
quarterback.
No,
and
but-
they're trying. The reason why he didn't work out, why it didn't work out last time, is because they were trying to turn him into a pocket quarterback, and it's not.
Chip Kelly.
Let him run.
Chip Kelly let them run. Chip Kelly is known for having running quarterbacks in college. Yes, he likes having his quarterbacks pass, but he let them run. Marcus Mariota, how good was he during college? Letting him run.
Yeah.
So Casey says she's been reading up on football so she can expand her knowledge, so she can be more than just a one
I didn't know
segment.
she did not know anything about football. That is
Her
amazing.
specialty is baseball.
Hey, no, well, she's been influenced in a bad way.
I mean,
Not
yeah, she's also being led down that horrible 49er path. So we're moving right along. Ryan says
Ryan's actually got a valid point too.
Captain Chargers makes a
If
ton of
Kaepernick
sense.
to the Chargers were a thing, he's got better weapons than he did back in 2016.
Yes, he does.
With the Niners.
Yeah, but then Cam Newton should be a Charger instead of Kaepernick. I'm just saying that right now.
Stubbs is saying in regards to Antonio Brown, he has more skills but brings in a lot of headaches. 49ers won't take that headache like him.
Yeah, it's the
I
same.
agree.
I'm good on that one.
And Ryan also said Cam is one concussion away, and I think that's the difference between Cam and
People are
Cap.
scared.
Cap hasn't played in a couple of years. He hasn't been touched, hurt, banged up, or anything. So he's still
been
in
working
tune
out-
right
like,
now.
he's been doing,
And
like,
he's
independent
been
workouts.
working out, and he's still in shape. You know what I mean?
Just give me Cam. I don't care. You have.
I don't know.
Tyrod
I mean,
Taylor, you have Cam
Ryan
Newton,
made a
and
point.
you
I
got Justin
completely
Herbert.
forgot about the concussion. Thank
he
you for
is
pointing
one
that
Didn't he
out.
have an
away from being
ankle
done. Look,
issue?
he
Well,
got
yeah.
hit hard a couple
I'm just
years
saying
ago. He
Cam
hasn't
Newton was
been
an
the same.
MVP 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah, that's 4 or 5 years
How
ago.
you?
though.
And Kaepernick was never close to an MVP. Yes, he led him a Super Bowl, but Kaepernick was never close to an MVP.
I know he led him to a Super Bowl. I don't know
So
if
does Cam
Cam's never
Newton.
done that. Oh yeah, Cam has.
Yeah, he
did.
He did.
But got the
Yeah,
smoke
He
by
got
the Denver
smoked. He got
Broncos.
smoked by Denver. That's right.
At least Kaepernick tried, and just Jim Harbaugh was like, "No, we're gonna pass it." No,
It was that
if it
whole
was
power
me as
thing.
head coach, I don't care if Ray Lewis and John Harbaugh can hear me. I'm saying to both Kaepernick and Frank Gore, "Hey, you're running it in." Lewis, you hear me? You heard that? You heard that, Ravens defense? We're running the ball in.
Please don't call it Ray Lewis on our podcast.
It was the power outage thing.
Bring it on.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, cut the power. What you gonna do about it?
That's the only thing I wouldn't want to.
Bang, bang, Niner game.
Cam is one big hit away.
Yeah, but if you're a Chargers, you don't really need him for more than.
I
one
tell you
season.
this: any Charger fan right now ain't gonna want a quarterback back except for Phillip Rivers. That's all you
No,
hear
but
on all these Chargers.
I
10
disagree.
years.
I think
We
everyone.
want Philip
Everyone's
Rivers.
What
excited
you
about
guys-
Justin Herbert.
What you guys want is the time machine.
Oh, I want.
Phillip
I
Rivers
want
10
hey,
years ago.
I want a new head coach back, and then when the Chargers had Philip Rivers and Damon Tomlinson, because we should have been in the Super
And
Bowl
Antonio
already.
Gates and
Yeah.
Sean Merriman and all
Yeah.
that. Man.
Whew, man, those
Marty whatever his name is. I can't
Marty
remember.
Schottenheimer?
No, is it Marty Schottenheimer?
Yeah, Shoddy
Yeah,
was.
like,
Shoddy was.
didn't he take a
Shot-
Chargers team that was like 14-2 in the playoffs and lost
Shot-
to the
Yeah,
Jets?
Jets.
Shoddy-
Chad Pennington and the Jets. I know.
Shoddy has always
Let's talk
been a
about some old
playoff
Chargers
coach.
memories.
He's bought all his teams to the playoffs. He just couldn't get over that hump.
Yeah.
I've missed the soundboard so much.
He's like the Bruce Boudreau,
Oh gosh.
Boudreau.
Yeah.
Why did they put the R in the beginning?
Fedora.
Are you guys done reminiscing about the Chargers?
Yeah.
Good old
LaDainian
days.
Tomlinson
Good
and
old
Phillip
days.
Rivers.
Rest in
and-
peace, Junior Seau.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was just making
I was watching
sure
Former USC Trojan.
I was watching a 30 for 30 on him during quarantine.
Yeah.
the ifs and buts.
Yeah,
Anyway.
anyways, I mean,
I'm
we went
for it.
completely like in our own little worlds. But yeah, no, Kaepernick to the Chargers would be cool.
I agree.
Gives him a second chance, and then also the PR move for.
Yes.
It's one of those things where it's like, okay, so the Chargers. Oh, the Chargers to the rest of Los Angeles. It's like, oh, you don't like us?
So
We'll give you a reason to not like us.
That's literally
We'll
the
give
main
you a
reason
you're
why.
You're gonna notice us. You don't like us? Fine.
so
You're talking about the Chargers moving
Fine.
to Inglewood and signing Colin Kaepernick, and how is that not the smartest business
Balls
deal?
move.
it's the smartest PR move. but
You
it's
guys-
not-
You better make a T-shirt design for that one too.
Yo, you guys would probably
We got
actually,
a new stadium. We got one of the most.
You guys would
hated-
actually jump the sparks on the level of love teams in Los Angeles. I'm throwing it out there. You guys would be
I still don't want Kaepernick as
one up.
Can we not slander the Sparks?
So
Remember that LA Times poll that came
Yeah.
out? And they had everybody.
I know they were
Hold on,
trying-
let me just
like,
refresh
they were-
everybody's memory
Yeah.
on this LA Times poll where Los Angelinos were polled on their favorite teams. This was including college. This is including soccer. This is including everything.
Right.
Top team Lakers given. Number 2 was Dodgers. I think the
We're in
Kings
reality. We're in reality. That's a tie. That's a hard.
I think the
tie.
Kings were like 5th or 6th. I want to say,
Yeah, behind SC football
and the Angels.
and Angels.
I think we were still ahead of the Ducks.
That is-
That's all that counted.
That's insulting that we're behind the Angels. Like,
Also.
no.
But
baseball's a big
but dead last on this
Poppy
list,
franchise.
right under
The LA Sparks.
the LA Sparks, were the Chargers. Of course, I had fun with this. I
Yeah.
had to send it to the guys right away and be like,
Now you guys know why I harassed TJ. This
We
is
give
This
it-
is why
we
Rico
give and
goes
take. Give and
hard.
Well,
take.
Stephen Leo just said, sounds like Bustos has always been a Chargers fan. Yes, I am a Chargers
Yeah.
fan.
He is a Chargers fan.
But I'm
Don't do it.
actually sympathetic to the Rams too.
not me.
So, so if you
People expect it to be me, not so sympathetic, and I'm like, now I'm like learning. Like,
if you look at the pie chart,
He's in the middle.
I'm in the middle of both circles.
So, but the point being, signing Kaepernick in
like,
the
I
new
hate the Rams, but I
stadium
can talk Rams football.
in
Screw
this
them.
big season, Kaepernick,
Why don't the Rams go after Kaepernick?
they got golf.
Well, you need a backup quarterback. Your backup
Yeah.
quarterback's not
Yeah,
that good.
who is your backup quarterback? Serious
yeah,
question.
yeah,
I
yeah.
completely forgot.
Yeah, where's
Oh,
Tyler
you guys
Williams?
aren't familiar with Cam Newton?
No. We need Tommy here.
So I feel like that
It's not man. You
they
know?
would grab so
Like
many
market.
fans, new fans,
Because
in
they
a
don't
stadium
have-
where they're already having issues selling seat licenses and tickets and stuff like that. On the business alone, it feels like a slam dunk move for them. Like, why aren't they doing that?
Same thing for the Rams.
I mean, kind of, not really though. It's not the same. Like,
Yeah, it is.
Stop trying to make Kaepernick to the Rams happen. No.
that's-
You stop that right now. You shut your mouth, Joshua.
I'll for sure make sure it's a cap.
from a marketing, yes, you have a black coach. Then you have one of the most iconic vocal players right
Yeah.
now. You know what I mean?
Into
what I'm
Inglewood, and if there's any fans that are on the fence or fans that maybe are following a team
like
from
him.
That
The
right
Rams.
there, we are Inglewood's team. Right
not-
there.
literally, yeah, you're just grabbing so many new fans that I feel like they'd be dumb not to.
I'm not-
Even
not-
if it doesn't work,
Bolt up.
Even if he's third string, he's still the highest selling Chargers jersey,
I'm not-
guaranteed.
I'm not going to disagree with you with that. The question is he going to accept the third string role
Yeah.
or second string role?
See, that's where I don't understand where he comes from because I feel like any deal is better than no
All I
deal.
need is like 10 minutes of calling. Hey, take this deal.
He's not going to do it.
I need this, man.
He's
Take
not-
this
he's
deal.
not- he's not-
I need
Come
this.
on.
gonna do it.
Take this deal.
He's not going to do it unless he has a realistic chance of being the
And I'd be
starter.
like, Cap, I'll give you a 50% hooligan like shirt discount.
Like top sales.
Cat. Colin, take this deal.
No, he won't.
Your competition is Tyrod Taylor.
Tyrod Taylor's an underrated quarterback. I'm just telling you that right now. Very underrated.
Tyrod Taylor.
Yeah, Tyrod Taylor, nothing fancy, but won't
I feel like what we've learned in this podcast is how much Busto loves him. Like
Yeah.
going from his Buffalo Bills rant now to this one. Like
I'm telling you,
Yeah.
Tyrod
Do you
Taylor.
Tyrod Taylor
like
and
the
Cam
Buffalo
Newton.
Bills?
No, Tyrod Taylor is not the worst quarterback in the world.
puts the lotion on.
And
it.
everyone's saying Tyrod Taylor sucks. He's just not as
Buffalo
bad.
Bills, why not? All right, what's going on in the chat, Ryan?
Will he be?
Yeah, that's what I said. Stoop says, will he be happy with second or third string? That's the $1 million question.
I just want him to use common sense, like say, all right, taking what I can get, I'm back in the league, and just work your way up.
He doesn't want it. It makes his brand look like bad.
Yeah. He has to be in first.
He has to be a first stringer.
Which I mean,
He can
I don't
earn- he can
understand
earn it.
that. I don't get
I'm
it.
just saying he can earn
Yeah,
it.
he can earn it, but it makes his brand.
That's why I want him on the Chargers to
So-
earn it.
Give him a shot. Give him a chance to earn it.
Yeah, but
If things don't work, out with Tyrod Taylor,
But it's going to make him look bad if he doesn't work out because you got like
He will work out. It'll
perception,
work out.
The perception is Tyrod Taylor is not a good quarterback. So if you can't beat Tyrod Taylor,
Hey, nobody's saying anything about Tyrod.
Yeah,
Boosters,
no,
relax.
I just said if things don't work out
I'm
with
not saying-
Tyrod as the number one, because obviously Herbert's not going to be just throwing in there.
I know that.
Yeah, and that's
but
what I was
I'm
saying last time.
But people are going to perceive though the idea of you can't beat Tyrod Taylor, then you're not a good quarterback. 'Cause
He can beat
Tyrod
Tyrod Taylor.
Tyrod Taylor. Oh no, he won't.
It's Tyrod Taylor.
Kaepernick. Yeah, that's exactly what my point.
I feel like we
Taylor.
found Busto's exposed nerve right now talking about
he's
Tyrod
he's so
Taylor.
amped
Oh, so
right
that's what I got
now.
to do? I got to slander Tyrod Taylor? It's Tyrod Taylor.
I'm just
Put some respect on it.
Like
man.
I'm afraid, like I should be afraid of Tyrod Taylor.
Well, I'm just saying, no one's giving him the respect that he deserves as a decent quarterback.
Because it's Tyrod Taylor, that's why.
Below average time.
He's an average quarterback.
He's about
Buffalo
he's about to
Bills
throw his
legend
mask at
Tyrod
you.
Taylor.
I'm just saying, everyone's
gonna
just
throw his
saying,
mask. He gonna
everyone's
get
saying,
mad.
hey, if it's
He
Cam,
can't beat Blake Bortles.
if I said I'd rather have Cam Newton over Tyrod.
He
I already
beat
said that.
He can't beat Blake Bortles.
Blake Bortles. Oof.
I'd rather have Tyrod.
He took
Taylor
an
than
L
Cam.
against Blake
You know
Bortles in the
why?
playoffs.
You know
I don't
why?
trust Tyrod Taylor.
I would rather have Taylor
Why?
because I don't trust the Chargers O-line yet right now.
They're better.
Cam Newton is one big hit away
Yeah, but-
from ending his
Hey,
career.
Forgot about that.
Don't forget about our O-line.
The problem is-
So we
hey.
can have the best quarterback. We can have
Cam Newton doesn't want to sign on
Well,
the Chargers.
there's only one position that the Chargers have problems in the O-line. That's left tackle, and that's a big one.
Yeah, I know that's your blind
More like
side.
the no line.
No,
That's
because
your
they
blind
got
side.
I'll be here on
they
that.
got the stud guard and the
Wait, is Cap left or right-handed?
Kaepernick is right-handed.
Yeah, that's his blind side.
Hey, but they got the right tackle from Green Bay, who's a good solid right tackle. You got the guard from Carolina, who's a Pro Bowler. You got Forrest Lamp at center or guard.
Man, I miss Tommy.
Yeah.
See, this would have ended all right.
You guys on your Charger.
Okay, no more Charger talk.
He's like, I'm
Yeah,
over it.
look, Rams still suck.
I feel like what we took away from all this was Tyrod Taylor's below average, and he's definitely in trouble.
True.
And
Very much true.
he could lose his job to Cap.
I'm not gonna deny that. I'm not gonna deny he's not a good
trying.
quarterback. I'm just saying he's not as bad as people think he is.
I'll give it to
I
him.
mean-
Again, the man took an L against Blake Bortles in the playoffs.
I mean, it was stupid enough
Who
for the
does need a quarterback right now?
no one. There's
That's why. Yeah,
that's the thing.
Dak. Dak just signed his franchise.
Andre,
tag,
hey,
too.
oh, he did finally?
Yeah, someone posted
Andy
about
Dalton. Hey, Andy Dalton, who's a better
Oh, that's right. Dalton is a
What
starter.
was Dak's deal?
$32 million for 1 year.
Oh, that's
For
right.
1 year?
I forgot that Andy
Dallas.
Dalton's in Dallas.
Hey,
Yeah.
but
Forgot
hey,
about
you got to think about it. Andy Dalton, who's a better quarterback than Tyrod, is a backup quarterback for the Bengals.
So
Or
when-
quarterback
for the
backup for the
Cowboys.
Cowboys.
He's in Dallas now.
Yeah, I know.
my favorite
He's in Jerry World.
potential storyline that people were posting about was Cam Newton going to the Patriots and with Belichick
Oh.
reigning for the next 10 years.
I'm telling you, that's the perfect fit for Cam.
Oh, snap. I forgot about that.
Hey, that's
like-
They need a quarterback.
That's the darkest timeline.
Hey,
Cam Newton becoming
think about.
the next
no.
dynasty in New England.
There's only two teams that need quarterbacks right now.
Uh-huh.
Jacksonville. Manshew's okay, but he's not a superstar.
How
And-
dare you disrespect Minshew Magic?
I didn't say he was. I never say he was not. He was
Is
not
he
a bad
better than
player.
Tyrod Taylor?
Yeah,
Infinitely better than Tyrod Taylor.
I'm not gonna deny that.
Infinitely better than Tyrod Taylor.
Manshew, and then I can't think of a maybe Tennessee, but their quarterback Tanahan was good for them in the playoffs, but that's about it.
Did you know how many players on the Niners got confirmed with the Ronas?
Shut up.
21.
That's pretty
And then our next topic:
So, NBA.
Lakers at 5.
Are we having the NBA
Lakers
season?
in 5.
There's a lot of controversy right now.
The Disney World plan, like we said earlier, looking dark because Florida's outbreak.
Yeah.
Even though these guys are quarantined, even though these guys are in their own little bubble, it still
Real
has
quick,
to be
Ryan
an
meant to
issue.
said, "Oh, Kaepernick on the Rams winning a Super Bowl in the NFC West for the Niners would be nice." No, it would not be.
Yes,
nice.
it would
It's
be.
not going to happen.
Yes, it
it's
would
not
be.
going to happen, Ryan.
Preach,
It's
Ryan.
not going to happen.
Preach.
I mean,
It's not going to happen.
I think he's a better.
Stop that right now,
See this
Ryan.
right here? The choir.
I think.
preaching.
No.
I think Kaepernick would be a better fit for the Rams.
Well, he's not going to the Rams,
If he's-
Josh.
if he's willing to
He ain't
accept
going to
being
the
number
Rams.
2.
He ain't going to the Rams.
They're just gonna cast the Chargers into the oblivion. You're like, oh yeah, they play at that stadium, right? Oh yeah, I think the Chargers are in Inglewood too. Are they? I only ever hear about the
Dude,
Rams.
we're gonna have so many banners when you guys play on Sundays. You're gonna have to put selfies up.
They're gonna
We're
put
Rams
a
selfies
Ta-
up.
they're gonna
cover
put
banner.
a
I'll say
Taylor
this.
Swift banner of wearing a Charger jersey.
Hey, I'll say this: the Rams at least have more conference championships than us in the last 25 years.
Yeah, so do the Sharks, but no one remembers them.
I feel like nobody out here takes
He's
the
got a point.
the Chargers seriously because the San Diego
Yeah,
connection.
I agree.
I feel like if they would have come from
They should have stayed in San Diego.
Minnesota or somewhere else, maybe it would have been
DJ,
different.
time to hit that
Dude,
Avengers.
they
Time
were
for me to hit
LA's
that,
original
hit that
team.
Avengers music right now.
No, I
Right,
don't
is
know.
this pro Chargers or what?
Oh, this is people, complaining about the Chargers, not being in San Diego. This is on both sides. Let me just say to people in San Diego right now, get over it. They ain't coming back. You had 50-plus years to get something done between city and county and team for a new stadium, and they bolted 2 hours north to lovely Los Angeles, California. Actually, Inglewood, California. Deal with it. You acting like they moved to the other side of the country, over to Greenville, South Carolina. You really mad they moved 2 hours north on 5 North? Is that it?
You guys remember this Avengers? I think it was like the last
Yep.
one.
I think we need to.
Chargers, LA's original
Yeah.
team.
And they started here
Next
anyways.
topic.
We were talking about the Lakers.
Anyway, San Diego, you ain't getting them back. Watch your mouth. We'll take your minor league hockey team and give them to Long Beach, too.
Speaking of San Diego, the Clippers.
Not if they're a Ducks affiliate, though. I don't want them over there.
Yeah, maybe we go with
I
Clippers.
can't have the Gulls in Long Beach.
Speaking
I'm
of San
sorry.
Diego teams, how about the Clippers?
Yeah.
Wow. Rico's
Oh,
spitting
Lou
the
Williams
facts.
said he hasn't decided if he's going to play yet.
I mean,
is
so,
a big
so
piece.
so that's a big controversy right now too in the NBA. Is
Lou Williams.
well, I'm saying like Kyrie and everybody like there's a divide in the NBA on if they should
Shut
come
up,
back
Kyrie
or not.
Irving.
Like I just want to watch them. sport.
Kyrie, shut your mouth.
Okay, all right, that's
funny.
Yeah, I'm ready to go off on your.
I'm just
rant
saying,
there.
if Kyrie was on the Lakers, would he have the same energy? Would he still be about
He
it?
probably would because you don't want to deal with LeBron's nonsense again.
If he was like really close to a title, are you more likely to play? Or if you're on a worse team where you're just like, no,
He
I'm
has
gonna
a
make a
chance to win.
stand. I mean, Brooklyn's all right, but
Are they, though?
like, do they really? Are they gonna contend?
No,
Are they gonna get
because-
past Milwaukee
If
and the
Kev-
Lakers?
If Kevin Durant was playing, yeah, but he's not. Playing.
Hit that Thor meme on him, just like, are they, though?
Okay. I think we talked
Is
about
he
this
though?
last week. It's interesting to see what happens in the bubble.
Yeah, so.
And let's all be real. This reminded me, both the Rams and the Chargers. We're still playing second place to the Raiders in LA.
Yes, we
as
are.
much as we hate it.
Yes, we are.
The Raiders are still the biggest team in LA.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
Regardless.
stupid.
Ra-
That
Raider
stupid poverty franchise that
Raider
plays
Nation,
in Clark County.
It's their fan base. It's just it's
Yeah,
it's
they're,
big as
they're
Dodger
too
fans.
big. Yeah, exactly. It's too big.
everybody, Raiders suck.
Oh my God!
Bruce,
Remember,
way back up.
direct all hate.
What I'm saying,
yeah.
man.
Can we get the
Talk to
names?
this guy.
Could you put our names on the bottom real quick? If we could
Put-
just
yeah.
load our names. So
Kilo-
remember,
My
direct
name is
all
Christian.
hate.
My name is Christian Allen. That's my Twitter and Instagram handle, and I'm gonna say it again. The Raiders suck.
So yeah,
The
before
Raiders are a poverty franchise.
before Raider Nation
I
comes
find
after
sick
the official
pleasure.
accounts.
Yeah, go after Christian.
Go
I
after the
find
personal.
sick pleasure in watching you guys lose every
Is it
year.
because it's just a Vegas team now?
No,
No,
I just
I
hate
just-
that team in general.
Which is funny
a
because you
Raiders
love
suck.
Oakland so much. You're such
Oakland's an
Oakland
amazing city. I just hated the football team that played there leading up into this year.
So your love of Bay Area.
Raiders
is finally
suck.
You finally found the hatred for the Bay Area team.
That's the first team from the Bay Area.
Oh, I hate the
where-
Warriors too, and the Giants.
Uh,
That's always been there. But yeah, no. Most importantly, the Raiders suck. I will not hide that. The Raiders genuinely suck.
I just don't care for their fan base, honestly, and that's.
The fan base is
reason
all
why.
right.
People who root for the Raiders should be made fun of openly.
I've gone to the queue down in San Diego for Chargers Raider games. Their fan base ain't bad.
No, but that's.
Dude,
They do get.
I think every-
They're like
I
the
think every
insane
fan base
clown.
is bad.
They're like the insane
I
clown.
think every
posse.
fan base is bad.
They drink Fago at all tailgates.
Exactly. The Raiders fan base is like the insane clown posse of football.
I like that comparison. That's a funny one.
Bring it on.
I feel like if you look like
Bring it on, Raider
Bustos,
Nation.
you're a little guy like Bustos walking through.
Bustos with 3 S's.
We still, I think we're
You know
gonna
what
leave
those
it.
3 S's
I
stand
think we're
for?
gonna keep it.
You know what those 3 S's stand for? Rams suck.
Wow.
That's what it stands for.
Sam
The
sucks.
Rams suck.
There's not even an R in there.
Okay, whatever.
Sucks.
Rams Bustos sucks.
Okay, how was it?
I feel like we covered it.
Yeah.
Let's see. We got hockey, right?
We got baseball. We
Got
got
baseball.
We got the Raiders sucking.
And the Rams.
I mean, we briefly talked NASCAR.
All teams that start with R. The Ravens.
Hey,
The Ravens aren't bad. They aren't bad.
You're like, hey, no one talks about the Ravens on this podcast.
I guess the only
Also.
two sports that you get live now is NASCAR and golf right now.
Yeah.
Man, Bustos is
And
in
UFC.
heaven.
Well, yeah, I'm having fun with golf right now.
Oh,
Even
that's
though
right.
one-
Speaking of the Ravens, I forgot about that. So Lamar
In-
Jackson was quoted saying, like, you know, how can anyone contain Lamar Jackson? It's simple. You can't.
No,
The 2017 Los Angeles Chargers have entered the chat.
Did you see?
Under the 2018.
Did you see the video of Lamar Jackson tripping over the jet ski or something like that in the beach?
No.
No.
Oh yeah, that was pretty.
Who can stop me? A jet ski.
Wow.
In addition to the Los
He
Angeles
got
Chargers.
fined
The
for something, I
2018
don't know
Los
what it
Angeles
was.
Chargers.
Yeah, because they're not supposed to be doing that kind of stuff,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Yeah. Imagine he gets in a jet
But,
ski accident, out for the
Hey,
year.
see, this is
That would be the
Hey.
most Raiders thing to happen,
Madden
even though he doesn't
curse.
play on the Raiders.
hey,
Madden
well,
curse.
the most interesting is how we're going to control the coronavirus because in golf, a player got tested positive.
Did?
Yeah, during the.
And you can play golf by yourself with just a golfer and a cameraman.
So it shows anyone can get the virus depending on where you go in the community. No one else
safe.
tested. No one
You know
else.
who? You know who gave that person the Ronas? Carol Baskins.
Wow.
Carol Baskins. That's who.
Okay, I'm glad.
Can we talk about Carol Baskins right now? Did we mention this last
No,
time?
we did not.
Did we say
Let's
that
get it out of the way now.
she
That-
got Joe Exotic's?
Zoo? Yeah, we did.
Oh, she did? I didn't know that.
A judge awarded her the
Wow.
zoo.
Joe Exotic.
And then I'm leaving right now for after.
Oh, that's right. Because Bustos hasn't watched Netflix. He doesn't have Netflix. He doesn't. He hates the Tiger King.
He's never been
He
on the
hates
internet
fun.
ever, Busos. Even though he has an Instagram.
You expect to have your romantic evening with Alma, and you came and just get yourself.
Knowing
a
that
Netflix-
that's her favorite Netflix series, and you just don't care.
I'm just a shoe-in for her affection.
We already knew you were the shoe in. I'm just.
Thank you for acknowledging that.
Christian is like,
never-
I watch Tiger King every night. I study
And then
that
I
thing
watch
forward
Tiger
and
King.
backwards.
Hey,
I watch
you-
Tiger King. She also likes the Flyers like I
Hey.
do. Oh, it's
And then
Why the Flyers? What's the
yeah,
Flyers
what's up with the
connection?
Flyers? Why do you
oh,
like?
that's-
Wait, why do you like so many teams?
Somebody, that was a random one. Usually the other ones are like Northern California or
Yeah,
something.
that's-
Oh no, okay. Oh no, my Flyers fandom. Okay, legitimately, it was because of Eric Lindros and Simone Gagne when I was a kid. But also, I have a fascination with goal horns, and like their old goal horn was something I liked. And they've changed it now. It's like one of the. It's like one. It's they have like the big generic boat horn that like half
Okay.
the NHL has, but
So
I'm
you have a
used to it,
thing for Flyers players with concussion problems.
Yeah,
basically.
Got it.
that's why he liked Mike.
But
Richards.
Simone Gagne's gotta
That's why
stay
he
with
liked
Cup with the
Mike
King,
Richards,
so-
Jeff Carter.
Also true. You did like that.
And
guy.
then Wayne Simmons for years is on the Flyers, so
And
worked out.
I guess we now know he likes any team in Philadelphia, San Jose, or LA.
No, just the Flyers in Philly. That's it.
I mean, how many teams?
Don't care for the Sixers. I don't care for the Phillies.
How many teams can
Eagles?
you? How many hockey teams can you have?
Do you have? Yeah, you have like two in everything, right?
Yeah, I pretty much have to. I'm like the Noah's Ark of sports.
No, but
one of every conference.
Right.
Noah's Ark of Sports.
That's his new Instagram.
Yeah,
name,
no,
the
yeah,
No
basically.
Arc of Sports.
Right. I really should put that in my bio. But it is true. I mean, I have two favorite baseball teams, two
at least they're
hockey teams.
at least they're in a different conference.
Yeah, that's what I'm like. They don't land like the teams rarely play each other in the regular season.
They're not divisional rivals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If they're divisional rivals like the Kings and the Sharks, then we have a problem.
Yeah, yeah.
Isn't that
Like I don't I don't like the Sharks, but like because of like Vegas and like the mutual hatred we all have for Vegas, it's like now I'm
I mean,
like,
doesn't Christian?
it's like all right.
Doesn't
Stephen
DJ,
L says Kings East, which is true. That did become
Yeah.
a thing.
Doesn't DJ have you in a Shark jersey though?
Ooh, roll that.
No, I haven't. No, I haven't. No, I'll own this. I was in a
Roll
Shark.
the
I have a-
beautiful bean footage.
No, I was in a Sharks hoodie sweatshirt with a friend who was getting harassed in Anaheim. So I'm like, look, you know, I'm that much of a jerk where people will get mad at me because one, I'm black and I run my mouth. So
I gotta run my mouth.
I'm black and I run my mouth. So don't worry, all the attention will be on me. I got this.
Okay. To end that note,
Oh no, I was looking for my.
Right.
to end
I mean, wouldn't surprise
But
me
also
in
it was-
Anaheim. That logic holds up.
Yeah.
I feel like if anywhere was to hate you,
That's the only place I've worn like Shark stuff where I'm like, all right, I did it for a friend. And it's like one.
and you wouldn't put
Oh,
the
well,
Shanghai Rams.
yeah, DJ's a friend. He asked you to put that Rams jersey
Yeah.
on.
Yeah, we would.
I love you, Rico.
There's no Shanghai Rams jersey on for you.
No, I'm not putting on.
Rams
the
still
same
suck.
see it in there. Look at under that blue bin back there.
Oh yeah, look at that thing.
Oh yeah, we get to bring it.
Oh,
in.
that's
godforsaken
horrible. That is
Shanghai Rams.
horrible.
All right, for those who have never seen this jersey,
horrible.
it is by far the worst fake jersey I've ever seen in my life that anybody's ever seen.
It's like a counterfeiter from China bought it from a counterfeiter. That's-
Counterfeited a counterfeit.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
However, this jersey puts the current Rams jerseys to shame.
DJ.
I feel like honestly the
Good God,
All right, take a look at this jersey. Look at this fake.
that is horrible.
I don't know if you can really see the colors. I don't know if they come
somehow
out.
still better.
There we go.
There you go.
It's two
Still my
shades.
RC Cola? No.
No, it's
It's 2 shades of yellow. Show the name. Show the name in the back.
how close it is.
Look at
I feel like this
Donald's
gets showed
name.
a lot.
It's
on
like
the
one
podcast.
blob.
Yeah. I mean, we acknowledge that they used
That is
the
such
wrong
a-
color yellow. They used the St. Louis Rams gold
On the
on the
sleeves.
shoulders, and they should have used the throwback gold. We understand that that's the problem.
That did remind me. All right,
But
so
the issue is not that jersey. The issue is what Rico
you-
said.
Yeah, you didn't.
You
do
said
what a
your friend
is.
asked you to wear it, so you wore it for your friend. But me,
And Tommy.
one of your best friends,
It's true. It's true.
asked you, even try to get you to go. What was the bet from last week with Tommy?
Yeah.
You wouldn't even agree to a bet. That was a possibility.
I
You
did
could have
agree to
lost.
that. What are you talking about?
Oh, you agreed, but he didn't agree? Who didn't agree? Was it Tommy who didn't agree?
Somebody didn't agree, but I was like, you know what? Fine. All right, I'll do it.
The original thing was on my birthday,
We didn't have that.
but that ended up not. I think we were on a holiday break.
It just didn't come to fruition.
So don't forget, everybody watching, I'm going to be holding on to this throughout the football season. The fact that he
If
didn't
we
wear
have
it,
one.
he didn't wear it. I'll be bugging him, and maybe, just maybe one
I forgot
episode.
what exactly the bet was, but I was like, you know what? All right, if that's like
It was the Lakers winning with Tommy. If the Lakers won the championship,
Oh yeah.
you would wear. If they lost, you would have to wear the jersey. If they won, he would have to wear Lakers gear on an episode.
Oh, okay, that was it. Yeah, I'm like, if the Lakers lose the NBA title, if they were not successful in winning the NBA title, it doesn't matter. Like, if they get eliminated before the
Anytime.
finals,
Anything other than
anything short of the NBA championship with the Lakers, I will put on that godforsaken
what's
jersey.
from Guardians of the Galaxy, it's like
Yeah.
literally
I-
anything other than stopping you from getting your
I
head chopped
almost-
off, walking in a doorway.
I almost wanted. I mean, as much as I would love the Lakers to win a championship, I almost would rather
Shut
see
your
Christian
mouth.
wear the jersey.
That's
Shanghai
the silver
jersey.
lining for us. Like, all right, they lost, but at least Christian has to wear the Shanghai Rams.
If the Lakers don't win the NBA title, I will put on that jersey. But if the Lakers win,
Tommy has not.
Tommy's got to put on some Laker gear.
Tommy
The
has-
whole episode too, we're
Tommy,
making him wear it.
and we're making him wear a Kobe shirt jersey too.
Both. He's gonna have the hat.
Lakers in 5,
He's gonna have a
boys.
Lakers-
Lakers in 5.
Also, Ace in the comment with the yikes. I'm pretty sure that's in regards to my
Yeah.
Shanghai Rams jersey. We know, thank you.
Okay.
That's my friend Christine Cruz. She's a ball hawk I know from down in Anaheim. She's an Angels fan, one of the nicest people ever.
So Christine, we got it for
Christine.
$20 on a Chinese.
That
She's,
included, that
she's
included
also a
shipping.
49er fan like me, so that's why.
That
includes shipping.
That included shipping.
Yeah.
And it took 3 months to get here.
It took 3 months.
And we made sure.
And this was before coronavirus.
God.
And we made sure it got quarantined during the studio.
And that thing was
That
like,
looks like it. That jersey looks like it reeks of the Ronas.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it's delivered from Wuhan, so I don't know.
They
whatever.
probably
It's no big deal.
created the
Okay,
coronavirus.
All right, guys. That was our first. All right, guys, back in the
That's
studio.
it.
All right. Yeah, it's 20 yen.
Stephen Will, if he doesn't throw the Shanghai Rams jersey on, he can't go to Jack's anymore to redeem his free jumbo jacket.
Yes. That is true. You're not allowed to redeem our touchdown
Yeah,
jumbo
you can't-
jacks
Yeah, why
With the
would
purchase of a large
with
drink.
the purchase of a large
Yeah,
drink,
why-
unless you have it.
Why would you do? Why would you not a Rams fan root against the Rams?
That's weird. He roots for them to score 2 touchdowns
No,
and
I-
lose. That's what his goal is every game. Score 2 touchdowns and lose the game.
What happens if the Rams offer that only?
It's just
to
a
win
really,
game?
it's just a really like. I
For wins.
remember,
Yeah.
I remember when they first started it. That just became like a really fun joke where it's like, oh, they lose, but on the bright side, they scored 2 touchdowns. So
It was.
With
Remember,
the purchase of a large drink,
remember
that's your
the point-
tagline.
I made fun of myself for that when the Niners lost because up in the Bay Area they do the same thing.
Same promo?
Jack in the Box is one of the sponsors for the Niners up there, so they do the same thing. So if the Niners score 2 touchdowns in a game, the next day
Yeah.
up in Northern California, you get a free jumbo jacket. To purchase a
remember
large
the,
drink. So in the Super Bowl, I think I did a status right at, like a few minutes afterwards. I'm like, look, yeah, we lost. We lost in the fourth quarter of the Super Bowl.
by 21, by giving up 21 points.
21.
I'm sorry, I was in the throat.
I'm gonna give you a favor, sir, after we go off there.
Alma's in the chat, by the way. She's shouting you out, Christian.
Hi, baby. Love you.
Hey, we now, we
You
now,
kn- There was a debate
I was like,
about...
look,
now we can start your
we
show
lost
now.
the Super Bowl, but I get a free Jumbo Jack tomorrow.
I mean,
Hey.
I like
If I was the
Busto's.
Bears.
I like Busto's idea that they should be dependent on Rams wins
Yeah.
to really,
It really should be Rams.
to
wins.
really like tug at your heartstrings. Like, damn, lunch tomorrow on the Rams, especially on those divisional matchups against the Niners.
Right.
That'll be your silver lining.
You remember how many free chicken nuggets we got over the years with the Dodgers?
You know what we were remembering the other day? You remember when Dodger Stadium had the mini sirloin burger?
Oh, I remember those.
And like,
oh my
I think
God.
the ushers or somebody, like when you would walk in, you'd get it, but there was like no purchase. Like you just give them the coupon, and you got like
No,
three,
you had to make a purchase.
or was it? But you got three like slider.
Yeah, because that was what they would
Sirloins.
do. It would always give. That was the regular
Dude,
order.
I remember at one point that was like a currency in the pavilion. People were like, "Hey, you can use your coupon. Hey, let me get a coupon." And they're like making friends with the ushers and everyone working there. Like, "Hey, do you guys got any
we
extra
know
coupons?"
enough ushers where it's like, hey,
Right? Then
we
walking
get some extra ones.
walking down the pavilion, you're just making it rain right there. Coupons, just like
Like, ayo, Patrick, let me get some extra ones.
specifically Patrick, like, bro, where's the coupons at?
Since we're back in the studio, we can almost start our Bachelor and Bachelorette
Patrick,
seasons
friend of the podcast.
of our proposed shows.
See, she just missed out on our gripes with people who are fans of the same team within the division because once again,
She's a Sharks Timu fan, right?
She loves her
Sid
some
Meier,
some
right?
Timo Meyer. I can confirm this.
but you were saying, oh, it's also a Flyers connection, so maybe you guys are also connecting. On
Yeah,
the Shark- on the Shark
I'm
level.
definitely, so almost
it's a match.
watching us right now. She knows, she can acknowledge it. I am in the running right now. I'm in the lead with the Flyers connection.
So,
I've
as
never-
a Sharks fan, would you also say that? If it meant boosting your points?
What,
we got-
me being a Sharks fan?
Yeah, because we were talking about we had the picture earlier of you with the Sharks gear, and then you were talking about the Flyers and the Kings. So would you say it help your points sharing 3 teams?
I could tolerate it.
Wow,
I can tolerate it.
the truth comes
Hey,
out,
we gotta end it now.
right?
Yeah, this is the end of the show time.
I can tolerate it. No,
I feel like Tommy bounced really early on. He was like, he said he was here.
Tommy
he's having quality family time.
He's like, I'm with my
Zach
son
Attack.
right now.
He's having quality
They're
time
watching.
with his 2 sons, Zach Attack and of course Stone IPA.
I think I say Bustos, his oldest
that's,
son.
No,
That's his oldest son.
that's Zach's
Hey.
younger brother right here.
So let's
Big little brother.
let's get our sponsors plug before we go.
I don't think we have them.
We
We don't have them queued up, but we can say it's bad too because I was showing them today. Like, oh, check out like every episode we do this thing. We have graphics, but I don't know if you guys noticed we changed the set, small little changes, but I don't think we upgraded with the technical difficulties we were having earlier. But let's just do it.
That player on the Sharks always smiles at all my in warm-ups.
What is it?
It's a true
Who,
story.
Joe Thornton? No.
No,
Jumbo?
Burns.
Burnsy?
no.
What's honestly, dude? I feel like I know the
Mark
Sharks
Jones?
more than most
Mark
Sharks
Jones?
fans.
Yeah, I know exactly.
I feel like I know more. Like I could, like even with their nicknames, just being a hockey fan, like than the average Sharks fan. Like if you just did like a poll inside of the arena at the Sharks game, and they're
Pickles.
like, you're just like doing nicknames and guessing players. I still feel like I'd
All right,
test
Pickle.
on a higher percentile than
Who's
Okay.
known as Pickles?
Plastic.
Okay, there we go.
Okay, so
Easy peasy lemon
we
squeezy.
can do it. We can do it.
Yeah, just like the main
Okay.
main sponsor, Rose Cremation Services, located in Bellflower. I think they have a really cool tagline or something like that.
Think about tomorrow. Today.
There we go. Check them out. There's a lot of good deals. They're a local business.
Fire
I-
deals.
I honestly don't have anything lined up without that graphic.
Oh,
Got some
my
fire
God.
deals for
Big
you.
Nick's.
Bellflower. Also,
Check out Big Nick's Pizza, San
Shout out.
Pedro, yeah.
Big Nick's Pizza, which we might have either next episode or the episode after that. We're gonna have Big Nick's here in studio. Not Big Nick himself, but his pizza
Yeah.
will be here. So they're gonna cater our whole thing and
And we're gonna-
shout them out.
We're gonna give him a review on air.
We're gonna, yeah. I'm trying to convince Rico. I was like, tell him, let's make a hooligan pizza. Like, call it the hooligan, and it'll be like some,
I'll have to talk to
Custom
John.
extra
I'm sure he'll do it.
pepperonis.
I'm sure
yeah,
he'll
just
do
like
it.
some custom
Infinite amount of
creation,
pepperonis.
and we'll plug that.
Okay,
And like,
our marketing director here needs to make sure it gets.
oh yeah, he got promoted today to lead marketing.
Marketing and talent acquisition.
Talent acquisition
That's my
for
new
sure.
job. It's in San Pedro, Steven. Steven was asking where's Big Nick's at.
It's been
Yeah.
fun seeing you guys here back in the studio.
Yeah.
It was
Yes.
honestly, it was. So
I mean, I know
long.
we were gone from each other, but it seems like we still talked every day or when we did the Zoom, so.
Especially like whenever something would break news, we'd always be like, getting everybody's input and hot takes as they happen from each other. But
Yep.
it's definitely nice to be back in studio. It'd been a minute, 3-4 months, whatever it was.
Yeah.
Was it 4 months, right?
It felt forever.
Well, the last time we were here in the studio was actually March.
Yeah, and I had
Like
corona.
right
I had the corona
as
then.
thing had.
Yeah, I think Rob was
yeah.
with us, right?
Yeah,
on the
Rob
last
was
one?
with you. Because I
Oh,
had
in the
corona.
last episode?
Yeah. I had
Oh,
corona.
yeah, you was all sick, remember?
Yeah,
No,
that's
no,
right.
we sprayed the mics with the Lysol.
We
And-
dunked him in
hey,
Lysol.
And we didn't know.
don't
we
think-
were
no, he
all
wasn't
in
sick.
quarantine.
Yeah, little did we know that next week is when the mandated stay at home and all that stuff started. We were like, oh, because we were even joking. Remember, we had our masks and toilet paper on the table, and we were like, quarantine. Like, we were like
Right.
making light of it, and actually,
So
It
for
was
those.
at this moment that he knew. He f***ed up.
So for those that might not know, because if you're out of state, we're in phase 3 here in California, so that's
I
why
don't think we're in
gonna be-
phase 3. We're in phase 2. So
We're still in phase 2. I thought we were in phase 3.
Yeah, we're in phase 2.
We're still in phase 2. All
but
right, cool.
it's close. It's
Yeah.
like they were trying to open, but now there's a setback this week,
Yeah.
so we'll see what happens. But I hope
'Cause
we'll be.
I thought they announced we were like in phase 3, and I'm like,
I think that's when the
there's
amusement
people I
parks-
know that were
Yeah,
like
amusement
freaking
parks
out on
open.
Twitter, like, oh my god, they're opening up things too early, and I'm like,
Hey,
when all this started out, I'm like, didn't we all kind of correctly predict this was gonna happen? We're
Here's
gonna
what
start
I gotta
opening
say about
things
Including
up
the
right
second-
around this time.
including the second
We're right
one.
on schedule,
hey,
actually.
I just say people got to do what's best for them. Do whatever it feels best for them.
What do you mean, Bustos? What are you talking about?
Enlighten us, Joshua.
What if it feels good for me not to wear a mask? You're saying don't wear a
No,
mask?
no. If you feel safe,
No,
no,
wear your
no.
mask.
If you're
Cut his microphone.
no, I'm saying if you're safe, if you want to stay home, stay home.
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying like if you don't want to wear a
No.
mask, don't wear a mask. I
No.
was like, Bustos, you need to be wearing
No,
masks.
I know we should be wearing masks right now.
It's not a political issue. Wear your mask.
No, you just gotta do what you feel what's best for you right now in the situation. If
I
you're staying
agree.
home, stay home. If you go,
Whiskey sounds good for me.
I mean, like, all right, like legitimately, like if you want
Grandpa's
to,
old
like
cough
if you
medicine.
like for those that are watching, like if you want to go out and do your thing, go ahead and do it, but just be safe and
Yeah.
keep others in mind that might not, be as lucky.
Also, our last commercial that we have to plug, Hooligan Sports.
Of
I don't know-
course!
I don't know if you guys have heard this, but there's a rumor going around town that if you use the keyword podcast at hooligansports.net, you get 10%
10%
off of your order. Wow. So generous.
10.
That's 10.
10.
But guys, solid episode. I'm glad everyone's back. I'm glad we're here, back in studio and having fun.
10.
And I hope sports comes back and they don't dangle it over our head and it just
Podcast,
disappears.
10%.
I just hope golf doesn't come back.
Golf?
It's just,
Golf's been back. Golf came back 2 weeks ago.
again, people think I'm the one who's really mean about the Rams, but really, it turns out it's
Hey,
Rico just
golf-
going
I've
in.
been working for the last
Yeah,
month and a half.
golf has been back. I don't know what's
Oh,
going on.
good. Glad to hear it's back.
Getting his Inglewoods on.
Hey, I wouldn't be opposed though if it didn't come back at times.
Wow, Bustos.
I just want to go golfing just to like drive a golf cart.
Well,
That's it.
unfortunately, right now there's a lot of restrictions that we're going to be preventing us from doing some fun episodes on the golf course.
I hope McVay gets restricted.
And on that note, thank you everybody
Did I say
in the
so?
comments. Everyone who's in on this episode, there's a ton of you. Thank you guys. If you're not already subscribed, subscribe to the channel.
Tell your friends about us.
Follow everybody except Rico on their Instagrams are down below.
Hey, if you want to follow a winner, come follow me. Want to follow the Rams? Follow this guy.
Yeah,
And Tommy.
there you go. And Tommy. Shout out to Tommy.
Tommy,
Couldn't be here.
miss you.
It's fun. We'll be back next week. Same bat time.
Raiders
same bat
suck.
channel. Stephen Leo says light a candle for the hockey gods.
I think we're having hockey.
I hope so.
We're gonna get first pick, right?
Oh,
it's
yeah.
gonna- is that
That's
what's
our-
gonna happen
Hopefully
this
next,
Friday?
yes,
This
next,
Friday?
next
First
week's
pick?
episode will be our first overall celebration. I know we said that
Los
last time.
Angeles
No.
Trying to get
First
Caco.
I'm not celebrating this one. I'm not
If we get the first overall, we are celebrating.
I'm not expecting it.
If we get top 3, Christian is wearing the Rams jersey.
No.
Hey,
You guys heard it here. Guys.
bye, see ya.
Chick-fil-A!